gonna get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast.
Girl, you fucking with a big ass dick. $1 million only fans with this big ass dick. I done broke the internet with this big ass dick. Slap you right across your face with this big ass dick. Look, she know I'm Jamaican. Her breath I was taking. She put it in her hand and asked me what I was taking. Me tell her said man a yard man. So you know the thing long. So me tell her stop talk and take her drawers up. I take the long john. Anyway, this a stunt boss. Fuck your hole, make it jump up. Make you feel sky high like a take off. Dick rock hard and you know me no get soft. Bust 2 times so no me no take talk. I need that head when you
That's what I'm talking about. BDE. I had to bring some big dick energy in here.
What in God's good name?
That is
what did I just do?
That's the Guy remix. So for those that don't know, that's Safari. Safari he was the ex-boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend of like Nicki Minaj. For anybody that's not into the hip-hop culture, ex-boyfriend of Nicki Minaj, also writer and stuff like that, and like reality personality guy. A lot of people find him funny. I find him comical. He does some really messed up stuff, but so he also has he's known to have some BDE, big dick energy, right? A picture of him leaked and the women went crazy. And now he has an OnlyFans that like, I'm jealous that this man makes $1 million on OnlyFans, sending private videos of him doing what most men probably do on a regular basis for free to themselves in the bathrooms. So I applaud Safari for making this remix. It's amazing. If women can do it, I feel like the men can do it too.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to help me out here. Help me out here. I want to understand. I really do.
Okay, let's go.
So this dude, makes videos where he's
beating his dick.
Who's watching that?
The women are going crazy. I can't remember the exact number, but it's in the thousands. I think he like $200 a video or something like that. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. But anyways, he makes a certain amount of money for his OnlyFans. Him and his wife, Erica Meno, by the way. Yeah, they're interesting. They're an interesting couple. Kind of like reality TV people. But anyways, he sends these videos to thirsty girls, women that love seeing this kind of stuff. And hey, apparently he makes like shower videos.
I have another question. Who are the women that want to watch these videos? And where do you find them? What?
You've got
really
Instagram and Twitter, apparently. Like this is where it goes down. From what I heard, like Instagram is like the new, like it has like a wormhole. Like there's a black hole to Instagram. And I'm starting to feel like that's a whole nother which it is. It's a whole nother universe. And Twitter also. Between Instagram and Twitter, you can find some crazy. Just go like tonight. Just think of like some random stuff. And think of like a creative way to put it. So like if you're thinking of like, let's say, I don't know. Think of something just wild. And just search it. Search it on Instagram. And see what you come up with. Matter of fact, dude, have you ever did like location searches? Like did like a location. So like you go on Instagram, right? You go on Instagram and then you do your search. In your search bar to the right, you see places. And then just type in like a park or type in like a mall. And then go to recent and just see the pictures that people post or the top pictures. It gets crazy. It gets deep. That's how I found trees while I was in Atlanta. That's how I found like it in Instagram's the connects, like it's literally the public just wormhole. It's very interesting. So, but anyways, so off of that, so yeah, so Safari, his pictures leaked. If you, matter of fact, if you go on Instagram and type in Safari, you're gonna probably see something related to him and his genitalia.
I'm gonna pass.
Hard pass. Pause. Hard pass.
Soft pass.
Soft pass.
Just whatever, really. Just a pass in general.
I started with this video because I just felt like, one, you know me, like in my trauma with this WAP song, like when I found out, somebody sent it to me, it was like, yo, you know, Safari has a song, a remix to it called BAD, Bad Big Ass Dick. And I said, I need that kind of big dick energy. So I have big dick energy today, meaning like I'm coming here to conquer and like it's the world, it's my world. I think I bring big dick energy every episode pretty much. So yeah, like you got that BDE today, Joe? You got that?
I think BDE? I do. I do. It feels like it.
So coming off of that, you know, first and foremost, I want to wish Cardi, especially today is going to be a very relationship based, I think, podcast, but I want to wish the best to Cardi and Offset. Apparently they are when I say Cardi B, the creator and of this WAP song that everybody's going crazy for. But yeah, apparently Cardi B and her husband Offset of 3 years are now getting divorced. Apparently the WAP does not actually hold any value when it comes to relationships. I know you guys are going to probably joke and say that's horrible, but it's a funny joke to me. You can't come out with a song talking about you don't cook, you don't clean, but you got a ring, and your WAP is this, your WAP is that, and now, hey, it's all good. But I can speak because I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt with my own marriages. So, yeah, I'm not the pot calling the kettle black. And I'm throwing stones, not living in a glass house. So, I don't know. So if you, like I said, you know, this episode will probably be the reason why my girlfriend Danielle does not say yes when I do decide to propose. If she ever hears this, luckily, like she really doesn't listen to the podcast. So like, y'all don't start like trying to find her and be like, hi, did you hear what your boyfriend said? Like, just let it be. All right. But anyways, Tyler with the WAP. But so yeah. With that being said, today's episode is going to be super relationship heavy based and just my kind of mindset of what I feel like relationships are and kind of where they've been. I mean, not where they've been, but like where I thought when I was younger, like what I thought relationships were supposed to be like and marriages, and now like being in a couple of relationships and a couple marriages, like my whole view on this shit. So we're gonna, kind of get into that. And I know you being in a very strong relationship, do we need to come up with a safe word where it might get, me, I'll stand on the cliff and jump. I'm jumping. So like, if we need a safe word, just say it and I will stop, like that will be your out.
It'll be BDE.
BDE. All right. So when we hear BDE, we'll just that'd be your fifth. That'd be your, I plead the fifth.
There you go.
All right.
I'm pleading BDE.
Pleading BDE, big dick energy. I like that. I like, whenever Danielle starts, saying something to me and I'm just don't feel, BDE, babe. BDE.
Yeah.
That's I plead BDE. But I'm still developing my still developing everything. So like I was saying, like you having a phenomenal relationship, and I love your guys' chemistry. And I'm still developing mine. And when I say my relationship, I learned that, you know, when you're in a relationship, you're not really developing it. You're just really developing your prenup. You're really just developing and learning what and, you know, planning for your prenup. I don't know if that was a good joke or a bad joke, but once again, this is probably why Danielle would probably say no. But I've learned. So now, like, through a lot of this, I've learned that, like, it's not about the planning for the future for us. It's planning to make sure that I keep my shit, the things that I care about. But yeah, you know, not saying that we're gonna go there. You know, I love my baby. You know, hey, hi, if she's listening. But anyways, I've got the BDE for this episode. Joe's got the BDE for this episode. If you want to have the BDE for this episode, hoodie season is upon us. What that means is you need to stock up on your hoodies. As you can see, we have them in stock in all different kind of like shapes, sizes, designs, slogans, all from I'll Piss You Off Shortly. We got the Speak to Me in Person the same way you do on Facebook. That's in a sweatshirt and a hoodie. We have the I'll Piss You Off Shortly signature. We have the Speak to Me in Person. We have that in blue, navy, and it's really like dark navy. And then we have it in black. I know the signature I'll Piss You Off Shortly. We have that in black, military green, which actually had to be restocked. I lost a bet to that. I thought the royal blue hoodie would actually sell out, but the military green sold out and had to be restocked first. So make sure you guys go get any of those. You see, actually on me, I have the black I'll Piss You Off signature hoodie right here on me. Sporting Joe's is actually on the way. So you start seeing that a lot more. So fellas, ladies, stock up your hoodies. Ladies, start getting your hoodies now, or your sweatshirts, so you don't have to start stealing your cuddle buddies hoodies when you leave doing that, you know, 6 a.m. walk away. That's my favorite color right there, that 100 grand.
That is great.
I love that color. I still haven't gotten that one for myself. That's sad. I need to. I really need to. But anyways, so make sure you guys go get yourselves some merch on I'll Piss You Off Shortly. Not only do we have hoodies, we have shirts, mugs, all that other good stuff. 15% code pissed off 15 at checkout for 15% off on any new order. I'll piss you off shortly.com. Now that we have that advertisement out the way, because I advertise for myself, F all your other advertisement dollars, people. My dollars. Rinse and repeat, right? So anyways.
You know, that's nice, because there's a lot of shows where they just ask you for the money. They just ask you for money for nothing. You give me money because I do a show.
Yeah, no.
You're saying, here, buy some swag.
Yeah, buy some swag. Something that's actually going to look good. Like this hoodie, I'm actually proud of this hoodie. Because I'm like, this is like a nice signature. Just like, hey, I can see a bunch of people walking around with I'll piss you off piss you off shortly hoodies. It's good. It's a nice little hoodie. And they're comfortable. Trust me, it's not like I'm not going to try and sell this like Kanye and make you think that it's like the most comfortable and like softest hoodie. No, it's whatever generic shit that everybody makes and presses shit on, but it has my brand on here. So guess what? You'll probably see me in a lot more of this than Nike or anything else like that, because I believe in my brand more than I believe in everybody else. So if you want, matter of fact, the first person, I'm going to, matter of fact, the person that's watching this, because I know we only have like 2 viewers at the end of the show. So if you're watching at the end of the show, hang on tight, because I will do like a little giveaway for one person at the end of the show, and they're going to have to comment. So if you're live, go ahead, share. If you want to be nice, go ahead, share this. And yeah, we'll do a giveaway. I'll give somebody his hoodie today.
So the last man standing gets a sweatshirt.
Pretty much last man standing. And then at that point, I'll figure out a way to like duke it out. We'll figure it out somehow if there's like 2 or 3 people up there. I don't know. Or we might split it and do like t-shirts, because the hoodies are kind of pricey, but we'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll do a nice little giveaway. So then that way, we can get everybody and I'll piss you off merch, right? But yeah, so this week, man, I had a very good week. What was that?
I was just looking at the yup. It's racist in green, man.
Pull it up, Sean.
I'm gonna. There's so many good ones to choose from here. It gets gets a little overwhelming at times. You don't want to make a mistake here and get the wrong one.
I feel like you bring up a good point, Joe. You bring up a good point.
Look at that.
So because I have that like valued listeners and valued followers that really love I'll Piss You Off Shortly. So if you place one order and then you decide, hey, Rob, like you have so good fire hoodies, like I have to get another quarter. I mean, another hoodie or another piece of merch. Well, I'll stick to it with hoodies because it's hoodie season, right? If you buy one hoodie, you send me a picture and you go ahead and post it and tag me in it, I'll send you a 50% off code for your next one. How about that? That's because I love you guys so much. And that goes to anybody that's already placed the order previously. So if you've already placed a hoodie order or a sweatshirt order and you post it and tag I'll Piss You Off Shortly into it, and I'll go ahead and drop you personally a 50% off code for another hoodie, because I definitely have some. And I'm like, I want to order some more. I want everybody to enjoy this. So go ahead, share this, let people know we're gonna be giving away some things today. I might feel kind of gracious, you know what I'm saying? We might do one hoodie, we might do a mug, we might do a hoodie and a mug, we might do a t-shirt. I don't know. I feel like Santa Claus. It's like Christmas in September. And my birthday's coming up. And it's 9/17. So anybody that doesn't know, it's 9/17. That's my daddy's birthday. He, rest in peace to my father. So yeah, I think my dad's agreeing. I think that's what it is. He's agreeing. It's 9/17. We're gonna do some giveaways tonight. We're gonna do some live giveaways. But on that note, I want to say, I played basketball this weekend, and I feel good. And now this is coming off of tearing my ACL a year ago. And plus being plus 30 years old, being in that, almost mid 30 range, haven't picked up a basketball on a court probably about 8 years. So, and never was really the biggest basketball player. And pretty much me and Steph Curry were out there, killing the game, beat up on some younger guys. Swept them in a series. We were only trying to do a 3-game series, swept them in that, and then we went to go ahead. They said, no, we got to do a 5, best out of 5, which in my mind, I said, damn, we got to play some more games. It was really only one more game. We already swept them 2 out of 3, so, 3 out of 5. Sure enough, 2 old guys swept these young bulls.
Really?
Swept them. 3, best out of 5, swept them 3 games. And the first game was 11. I want to say 11-6. The next game, they wanted to play to 15. So I said, shit, I don't even think I have 7 in me on a second game. So, but the great part about it was, like the video, the movies and stuff, there's always that one player on the basketball team that just wants to dribble and show off all his fancy. We were playing one of those dudes. So like remember, like, he's over there showing. He's like, man, once I warm up, the whole first game, he was like, once I warm up, it's over for y'all. And he was throwing up enough bricks to go ahead and build the school that they were building. Yeah. The school, like, so many bricks.
I've seen that guy around.
So I'm like, man. And the other dude, like, he was younger, but he was a bigger guy. So he kind of reminded me of me, you know what I mean, when I was younger. And he was really trying to, so kind of took it easier on him. But it still felt good to just wax their ass with old school fundamentals, give and go. Me and my brother, and my brother's older than me. So like with my brother being older than me, it felt good. Just a little highlight one of the games, right? So I want to say it had to have been like game point or something like that. And for anybody that's unfamiliar with the terminology, game point is 1 point away from the game being over. So we were playing to 11. It had to have been like 10, or maybe it was the 15 game. But anyways, game point. And I was noticing that they can't really move. You know what I mean? They didn't like to know how to maneuver their feet a little bit. So just a nice quick, we're playing half court, but half court layup line where you're not even dribbling the ball, just pass and go. 2-man layup line between 4 touches. We had it in the hole in the paint. And I was like, damn, old school fundamentals just can't go wrong. Forget all that trying to do that 2K stuff that these young boys were trying to do all day. Like, that's all they were trying to do. And I said, oh, just a nice little screen, a little give and go, a little dish here. We had so much fun. So yeah, Steph Curry and Draymond Green were in the courts yesterday, tearing it up on these young folks. Felt good.
These kids today and their lack of fundamentals.
Oh,
I'm
super.
telling you, it's the
Like-
death. It's the death of it all. That's where it starts.
My gosh. Joe, when I tell you this kid was like, and he had some moves, he had some handles, like he was out there, like, you know, he had some crossover. He actually had me slipping almost once. You know, we were like, you know, where's the TikTok cameras? You guys aren't about to have us out there looking crazy. But he wouldn't drive. I said, you had so many times just to take the lane. And me and my brother even split, like me and the younger one versus him and the younger one. And I had, of course, Mr. Handles on my team. And I'm like, dude, if you don't just fucking drive the ball, you have this wide open lane. But yeah, stupid fundamentals. I don't get it. Like,
I was
miss
just telling my kids a story yesterday about a dude I used to ball with. And the kid was like 6'6". And when we were not playing, he was like always flashing the skills. Loved the dribble. As soon as he got into a game, never wanted to put the ball on the floor. Anytime he got it, he would twist into a pretzel, like looking for the outlet. Someone come get this out of my hand. God forbid I should have to dribble in front of people.
Don't know what to do. And I was calling them Hollywoods because that's what it was. We were there not late, but it was probably about 7, so the lights came on, and he was like, "Oh, the lights are on!" And then literally he started, I don't know, out of nowhere, he started literally hitting everything. Like the last game, I was just I was doing the old man like rebound and just dish, right? And he was hitting everything. So I had to call him Showtime from that point. Like literally, maybe the lights just had to be on for him to do something all game. But hey, it is what it is. Oh shit! But it was
the lights come on, a kid. Yeah, see, that's what it is. That's the Instagram generation. As soon as the lights are on, he knew everybody was watching. He was like, "All right, here comes the skills."
And meanwhile, it was just me, my brother, and these two knuckleheads, and another group of older guys that were talking about when they were playing on this court in like the 70s. So I don't know who he was showing out for, but hey, it was out there. But so yeah. Basketball, I think I'm gonna nickname myself Draymond Green. You know what I mean? Because I still have it in me a little bit. I actually knocked down a couple threes too. I was pretty proud of myself, and they gave me the space and the time, so I got to sit there. If you know what, if the bank gave me as much time as they did,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where's your spot on the court? Because for me, I can hit threes from the top all day long.
Okay.
The further along the outside I have to go, the worse the threes go for me.
So I'm right wing. So I guess that would be right baseline and maybe like half. Well, no, maybe like 3/4 up. Top of the key, I'm kind of garbage. Just offset me maybe a quarter. So from that quarter all the way down the baseline right side.
Okay.
Money.
That's your spot.
Give me like a good second and a half to at least set, and I'm good. I don't know where I learned that from. And I think that was just kind of growing up when we had our little basketball court, that was like the best spot to shoot from. Just so like not the easiest spot, but like the way like the street kind of landed and shit like that. It just was a nice spot. So I just got real finesse from that spot. So yeah. So
it's funny that the basketball court you learned on.
Yes.
And the surface and the angles are really what dictates the way your game develops based on I can't go to my left right near the hoop because of that wonky part of the driveway, you know, and so you learn like my parents' driveway was designed where using your right hand made no sense. The best part of the driveway, the place to really drive, you really needed to go lefty. And so I developed a really good left-handed layup, and I'm a natural righty because of that. And it works on the basketball court because when I need to go to the left hand, it's not like that awkward, I never use this hand. What the hell was that? It's like, oh, okay. Dude's got a left hand, huh? Okay.
Hell yeah. The good old days, man. The good old days. You know what else I wish would kind of go back to the old school fundamentals now? I wish movies and like rental movies and stuff like that, since we're kind of like on like the old school fundamental type deal. When I say old school, I'm talking like 90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. But like I was having this debate with a friend actually, like He was like, yeah, man, Blockbuster was cool, but Hollywood Video had the best snacks. Where I agree with him, they were cheaper in price, but if you were still buying snacks at that point, the dollar store still had the dollar snacks. So we've been on that wave for like 20 plus years. So we never really bought snacks from there. We always got our movies, but I threw in a wrench because I remember even when I was growing up, and I would visit my grandmother in Florida, the mom and pop movie rentals, those spots had like the best. Like they had all the movies, it seemed like, and even like they had A grade movies, B grade movies. And then also when I was growing up teenage, like when I got to like 14, 15, before I stopped going to Florida, little buddy, the guy would let me get one. He would let me get one adult movie. One. So I was like, the mom and pops was the spot, man.
I mean, you really only need one anyway.
Yeah, you really only need one.
At that age, one'll do. It could
You
be
know?
like a minute-long movie. You'd have been all set. You'd have never seen the end of it somehow.
I never seen the full. I would never see the full movie, but I would literally get the movie. I would put it under the little couch, on the little day bed that I was staying at my grandma's, right? And then I would pull it out, watch it for a little bit, do my business, put it away.
I hope you're talking about the movie.
Yeah, the movie. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. But yeah, so the debate. Did you have a favorite a movie rental spot?
You know, it's funny that you should mention that because unfortunately, the spot that was my place, it was called Jake's Video.
Jake's Video, okay.
And they had everything. They also did video game rentals. They were a little bit ahead of their time too. I don't even know. I don't know how many people were doing that at the time, renting out video games too. And I eventually started dating a girl that worked at Jake's Video. Like that was a great place for me.
Nice.
I literally got the movie and the girl to watch it with all in the same place.
That's the worst.
And then they closed it and turned it into a Blockbuster, and it sucked.
See, damn, that's the worst. I remember when one of the ones got bought out, and then I remember in I think that was Cromwell. It used to be Blockbuster, and then like Hollywood Video bought it out, and we are like, if Blockbuster didn't succeed, what the fuck made you think that you're gonna succeed there? And they were only there for a couple more years, and then it became a mattress store. But oh well, you see, that's sad when a mattress store outlasts. Yeah, I wish a bunch of like nostalgia things would come back. And I'm sorry, like video rentals, that was fun. And I remember growing up, and I'm not sure if this was like just a black culture thing, but like I remember hearing like my mom and my aunts and even their friends being like, if a man don't have his own Blockbuster card, he ain't worth shit. He can't do that. So I remember, seriously.
Wow.
So
that's a little cultural then, I would think, because I don't think having a Blockbuster card got me any kudos.
So, and that was the thing. I was like, I never understood it. I really never understood it. But then I kind of understood when I was 18, and they were like, yeah, you got to have good credit to have it, I guess, or whatever the case may be. So I said,
we're just expected to have that.
We're just, and that's another thing. Here we go to that we just expected to have great credit and have a Blockbuster card. And I was just like, so my whole life, I was like, oh, I got to give me a Blockbuster card because I'm not going to be shit as a man if I don't have my own Blockbuster card. And so what if a man has his mother's Blockbuster card? Guess what? That means I'm saving some fucking money. And that means my mother trusts me with her credit to use her Blockbuster card. That means I return the videos, you asshole. So where are the real standards? I don't know. It's funny. So I wish that would come back. I wish just because I miss going to actually like, it was an art to pick out the movie. It was a true art to pick out your movie. Like you had to really like maybe like juggle 3 or 4 videos in your hand at once and be like, we'll save this for next week, or we'll save this for, and then to earn free videos. Holy shit. I couldn't wait till we had free videos.
Everybody wanted to go when we went to get the videos and not even necessarily to stay up and watch it. It was the experience of going to the friggin' video store. And like you said, having 6 or 7 movies and being like, all right, got to get 3. So 4 got to go back. We got to take a vote here. Who wants what? Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was, man, I miss those days. And I feel like I kind of feel bad because like, I don't think, well, of course, like our kids will never truly feel that and understand that nostalgia. And then they're probably, and I'm like, man, is that something that like, maybe it's just even it's just too much nostalgia where it's just like it's really not that serious. But I feel like if the kids really experience that, like it would possibly change the game. Like it could bring back that family shit. How and I was wondering like how could we, you know how like everything kind of like rotates or like everything comes back after time, like
Yeah.
in fashion, everything else like that.
Get retro.
It gets, you know what I mean? How do we retro that back? Like, I need pagers to retro because I'm so sick of my fucking phone ringing. I'm so sick of like people that I really don't want to talk to having access to me and having to pay the $35 or change my number whenever I want to. And plus, I've had this number. This is probably the longest I've had this number for. So it's just like I really don't feel like paying to change this number. It's so inconvenient. So I think I'm going to get myself a pager because I found out that there's pagers still available with service. So like from now on, like if I really fuck with you, you can have my cell phone number. But if I don't, you can have my pager. Old school pizza joints, Coke in the red cup, arcade room. You're with it, Chris.
Wait a minute. You didn't know they still use pagers?
No, I did not.
Doctors at hospitals still use pagers, and when you go to a restaurant, sometimes they give you a pager to buzz you when your table's ready.
See, I know the little.
That's the extent of it, though. That's
like
the whole
little...
beeper industry at this point.
But that's why I need like a two-way. I need like a two-way again or a numeric. And then I want to be able to change my color case again. I want the translucent case. You want to bring back family time, get rid of cell phone. You know what? I kind of agree, and I agree. I would say limit. I'm all for like shutting down Wi-Fi now. Super, super down for shutting down Wi-Fi. If you want to bring back family time, and then also just being parents, just being, hey, give me your shit. I pay for this phone. You live under my roof. We're going to have some family time, like it or not. If you want to make this more enjoyable, put your little activity in the fucking hat and we'll take a fucking vote. Figure it out.
Rob, sometimes when I want to tell my kids about my wiffle ball games, I give them a blow-by-blow, inning-by-inning detail of the game, and when I see that they're not paying attention, I'm like, hand your cell phones in because I'm paying for all these motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Hand it over as I soliloquy about my 10 for 13 performance in game one. You need to hear the stories, kids. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you.
You got to, you know what I'm saying? This is for your benefit. This is for your benefit. And you know what? I didn't believe it, but like, yes, I'm definitely going to, I definitely miss those days with my dad. So like, you're definitely going to miss these days. Sit down, you're going to enjoy it. And if I'm paying for it, you know what? You're going to sit here and listen. So I know the comments are going crazy and I know this is kind of like different. So I'm going to scan through here for a second because like everybody's going crazy on this. We have pizza, pager, serious. Yes, I definitely want a pager. I'm so serious about that. Remember when the pager was in style, you had to find a pager. So even now, so that's even more convenient now, right? So one of the questions was, remember when the pager was in style, you had to find a pay with a quarter, right? Pay phone with a quarter. Now it's convenient because I have my cell phone. I don't have to pay for the quarter, but now I can really choose if I really want to access you or not. And then I can call you blocked so you don't have a number from me. Like that's, and I'm willing to pay $40 a month for that.
Do you remember the first time you got a page, you pulled over by a payphone, you got your quarter out, you stuck it in the machine, you put your pager on top of the machine, made your call, got in your car and left the pager on top? I remember the first time. I remember the first 4 or 5 times I did that. And then it's just all a blur after that, the other 50 or 60 times. Be halfway across town, like, fuck, I left my fucking pager on. God, why do I keep putting it up there? It's so convenient.
I left my mom's pager up one time. Literally, driving to replay games or whatever. Not driving, on my bike. And it was on a lanyard, purple pager, so you can't miss it. Page rings. Oh, gotta call my mom. Call my mom, put it up there, going about my day. I totally didn't go straight home. I went to the store, went and got food, hung out with the friends, not even got home. Luckily, my dad happened to get pizza by the little plaza and just happened to
see your pager. That's hilarious.
See my mom's big old purple pager with her lanyard. So I get home and they literally let me go the whole night. I was like, yeah, so got my pager? Joe, I was shitting bricks.
Oh yeah, you were.
Dunzo.
Yeah, let me go grab it. It's in my
Yeah.
room. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be all right. So yeah, that definitely scared me. But yeah, so I agree the pandemic definitely made our family do family nights. Hell, Donnie's a sorry king. He's like the king of sorry now. He's actually learning how to play war. I'm trying to teach him how to play spades a little bit. Imagine him being 8 years old, able to sit at the family reunion in a couple of years, busting people's asses in spades. Hey, it is what it is. I'm all for the family time. I'm loving it.
If ever there was a time to teach your kid shit you want your kid to know, now is the time to do it. And you're probably never going to get an opportunity like this again unless we reelect Trump. And then you'll probably have 4 more years of doing whatever the fuck you want.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh, I see somebody talking about the beeper codes. I definitely don't remember my beeper code, but I think I had one and my brother had one for my mom. Yeah, I remember even like my mom would tell people like, oh, here's your little number. And they're like a certain number was like pretty much, I'm not messing with you. Like, I know if this number comes up, yeah, you're not important. If this and then I remember when the 2-ways came out, I snuck and got myself a 2-way, and then I realized how expensive that shit was. And I think I sold it to like one of my friends. But even just the messages back and forth, that's when you had to like pay per message, and you only had like 50 messages or whatever that you can really, oh man. So the nostalgia of those days. Question for you. Could you ever do reality TV?
Yeah, I could. I do a lot of stuff now anyway. I mean, I'm speaking of the wiffle ball, like all jokes aside, we're making a mockumentary about what an idiot I am when it comes to wiffle ball. And we filmed probably about 40 hours of material, including a lot of stuff at home with me and the wife and kids, with me and the kid. We even have a scene at the end of the season because, spoiler alert, my team came in last place.
Okay.
And we made the playoffs anyway. Everybody gets into the playoffs. And I literally, in back-to-back games, gave up walk-off home runs to lose what would have potentially put us into the next round of the playoffs. Literally, back-to-back games. And I don't give up home runs.
Yeah.
Back-to-back games both ended with a walk-off to end the game. And I had given a big inspirational speech to start out the show, and by the end, they're asking me after the game. You know, we got the reporters asking me questions, and my kids are coming over, and they were like, what are you going to tell your kids? And I'm like, well, they're little and they don't know shit. My kids jump into my arms, and I'm like, kids, Daddy won the championship. Let's go get ice cream. And no joke, the ice cream truck rolled up on cue. And my kids ran to the street, and I ran after them, and the camera's running after me going to get ice cream.
That's dope.
So yeah, I could do reality TV. It's funny. It's a little invasive for anybody, because I know obviously I've been in this business a long time. It's a very invasive thing to do reality TV. The cameras are there a lot. So that's the thing. Ultimately, I think most of us, I could put myself out there. They're with you like pretty much round the clock.
See,
are you willing to do reality TV now?
I think so. I think I am. I would, and I say that because even one of like the joking things, like whenever me and Danielle get into an argument, I'm like, if we were on a reality show, the audience would definitely agree with me right now. So I would love to. I think I would be comical into. I used to, when I was younger, I wanted to apply for like Real World or like Road Rules. That was one of my things. I was like, definitely. And then I was going to when I had turned like 19, but I was in a very young, nasty, toxic relationship, also in young love. And she was like, you better not. If you send your application, and I'll break up with you. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. She's so beautiful. She's so great. She does all these crazy things. And I definitely didn't apply. So yeah, I was so dumb. I left an amazing job at 19 years old, making $49,000 a year at Verizon. Top sales. 19 years old, $49,000. Hey, I'm going to quit because she cheated on me. Super dumb. Super dumb. I was working in North Haven. I was living in Middletown. And she cheated on me. And I said, oh, if I quit and work closer, you know, she won't do that again.
This is my judging you look. Do you feel it?
I told you I did not make the best decisions growing up, and as you guys will see, as you guys will learn throughout these episodes, yeah, Rob's not perfect. Rob made a lot of dumb decisions, but
That
that's
might have been your worst.
oh, definitely not the worst. If you think that's the worst, oh, we've got a fucking ride for this.
Oh, wait till we get to that then.
Wait
Yes,
till we get
sir.
to that. Jeez, but yeah, so I definitely would do reality. I would love to do reality show. I think that's one of the things, like, and I think Danielle realizes that, like, if somebody was like, yeah, hey, we saw your show, we'd like to give you, if the money's right, yeah, I think I'd be down for it. And I really think that, like, so you have you ever seen like the memes that have the like the mansions? Would you live with so and so for such an amount of dollars, and or no money involved, but you can live in this mansion and you have to, hell yeah, put me in a fucking mansion with my family members, and I promise you we would have one of the funniest shows. Fuck the Kardashians.
I've seen that stupid meme where it's like, would you go 3 nights at this fancy mansion without your cell phone? Yeah, motherfucker, take it. What? I'll smash that shit with a hammer. Yeah. Sure. What?
Give me a good time.
Who I saw that and I thought, who's the person that like had to think about that? Like, oh God, I don't know.
This is gonna be
give up my cell phone for a day. Oh, I could never. What? I would toss this shit in the toilet. Whatever.
Put me in 50 Cent's mansion for no cell phone for a month. Oh, okay. You know how many great things I can figure out to do in that thing for a month? Probably when you come back in a month, I'll be probably telling you, keep the phone. Let's go again. Like, so
sounds like you're doing it right. I like it.
You know, put me on a reality show. Anybody that wants to, I mean, if you want to, hey, anybody that hears this, know somebody that knows somebody, I'm willing. I'm your guy. Matter of fact, put me and Joe on the show. I think we could come up with a pretty good like reality show cast. I think so. I think
oh my God. Oh wow. I've got some thoughts. We should talk a little bit more about this after the show. I've actually got some thoughts immediately. Thoughts have come to mind.
Oh, see, there we go. All right. See, now once we start cooking, that means we got to move to the next topic.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Anything else good with you this week?
Gosh, no, well, I think for me, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death, I know people are like shocked and sad, and that's going to be a whole controversy, and I don't even care about any of that. That's not even what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is this woman, Amy Coney Barrett. She's been on the short list a few times. She's a nutcase conservative, and when I say nutcase, she signed a document a few years ago, I think in 2015, where she basically proclaimed the Catholic Church to be ultimate truth. And you all know how I feel about religion. If you think like fucking Jesus is the be all end all when it comes to the rule of law, you're a fucking idiot. And you most definitely cannot be on the Supreme Court. Decision making doesn't seem like that's her strong suit. The Bible's been, we've talked about this, debunked start to finish. There's no evidence of Jesus at all. And again, this doesn't mean he didn't exist, but the evidence is not good at all. This person wants to put her beliefs in magic ahead of the U.S. Constitution. And she's federalist. Like, I don't care if they fucking want to shove a conservative down our throat at the buzzer. I mean, it's his right. And if he does it, great. Not that bitch is all I'm saying. Not her.
I'm looking, and just from like the little hot points that I'm reading about her, because honestly, I've tried to take myself away from all the bullshit, especially once I saw that she passed. I said, you know what? I just have to just decompress for a second. But yeah, it seems like she's really one of those that like, she's like, God is above everything. But and kind of in my question to that, and that like, if God's above everything, right, and God's the purpose and the reasoning for everybody's hard work, right? But what about the hard work that you actually put in, the physical proven hard work that you put in, but it's not you to be thankful for. You thank God. You think, and that's one of the things that I'm looking at. She's like, oh, if people would, one of the I don't want to quote it because it's a quick read, but pretty much she's saying like her ideology is based off of doing what's right, but based upon God. So like she's confused. I got to read more into this before I start to see this.
I did find Jesus, and he was a lovely fella, but no. Here's again, listen, and this isn't me, and I don't mean to insult anybody's religion. I really, truly don't. I grew up Roman Catholic. Believe me, I understand where this dimwit's coming from. But if you do just the littlest bit of research, you will find that there's no evidence for it. And there's no evidence to the point where, we spend so much time in this country catering to religious groups. People can hide behind their bigotry and call it religion. That's all this shit is at this point. It's just an extension of tribalism. It's just another reason to separate people. Muslims hate Christians and Christians hate Jews and Jews hate Muslims. And, there's like crazy, I don't know if you know this, there's crazy like Buddhist Hindu monks that
really?
like are, oh yeah. Dude,
and I was just watching Karate Kid, and I had some good things to say
that
about
there's a religion that's out there that hasn't figured out a way to fuck people, then you're just not paying attention. It's a big con. It's the ultimate con. It's shocking in 2020 that we cater to religion like we do. It's really, I mean, it's holding us back as a civilization that we believe in fucking magic. Like literally, you believe in magic. Yeah. If you've ever watched Harry Potter and you were like, man, this shit seems so real to me, you're a perfect candidate to be like a fucking priest or an altar boy because you've got no clue. The science is all there. Believe in science, people. I think that's, if 2020's taught us anything, it's believe the fucking science. Give up the bullshit, okay? Again, listen, whatever Jesus was, beautiful messaging. You go to church, Rob, nobody ever fucking talks about what Jesus said. They tell you what Peter and Paul said, and then they're like, give us your money now, like Peter and Paul wanted.
No
thanks.
Money.
Jesus never asked for any money. Did you ever notice that? Yeah. Jesus didn't want jack shit from anybody. His
followers did, though.
Ever. Only his followers did, and that's what the church turned into, a fucking moneymaker. And they don't pay taxes. So fuck you. You don't get a vote on the Supreme Court, you dumbasses. Well, that's all I bring to the table this week.
That was a lot.
That was my anti-religion rant. I can't. I was watching Michael Steele from the Republican National Committee on TV today talking about how we all follow the gospel. I don't follow the gospel. I'm a fucking humanist. I look at you and I don't see a Christian or a black dude. I see an American and a human. That's what you are to me.
Exactly. And
you're just a brother in this world. And if I can't treat you with respect, then what the fuck does that make me?
An indecent ass person.
I don't need the threat of an invisible man in outer space sending me to like a fucking burning hole in wherever the fuck hell is supposed to be. They've never really quite pinned it down, have they?
No.
It's the threat of behave, act the way we want you to act,
or something's gonna happen to you,
right? And oh, by the way, Rob, your reward is in the next life. It's funny that the religious leaders, their life is the now. That's why they need all the fucking money. They need all your money because their time is now. You get yours conveniently in the next life.
Nah,
fuck off. I'm all set. No thanks.
I'll take mine now. And then, we'll see what happens. If I'm in hell or if there is a hell, I don't mind riding the bus. I like a good time. I've lived through hell on earth a couple times, and it was quite fun. After you live through it a little bit, it becomes quite fun. So, hey, it is what it is. I see the comments are going fucking crazy, but you definitely I've got some people fired up, and I'm excited about that. And Shanice, it's Joe, and it's all good if you called me Jeff. I'm just a white guy screaming my face off. I get it. It doesn't matter, and I take no offense by it. Thanks for watching. That's all I've got. So Shan, oh, I know who Shan is. She's definitely telling that was a good thing. I'm sure that was an autocorrect.
It's all good. I don't
Yeah.
care. I love it. I'm glad. I see people are. I'm getting some positive reaction.
Oh
No,
yeah.
Ob, listen. It's got nothing to do with that. Again, I grew up Roman Catholic. Believe me, God was an important person to me. But then I realized, wait a minute, how could Jesus have even known about North America if they didn't even find it for like another 1,000 years? Why are we so convinced that God loves America? God's never acknowledged America in any of his books. And he's only written one, by the way, which is shocking for an omnipotent being.
And
You'd think this motherfucker would have more books than Stephen King, but he doesn't.
Does it? I don't know. And that's the thing.
Is Stephen King a better writer than God? He's got way more books.
But God didn't write those. It wasn't even God that wrote it. It was a bunch of other people. Matter of fact, I have a book. Can I put my book in the Bible? I'm
probably
in the Bible. I think I would have an amazing story to tell. Which I have a bunch of stories, but I think my story of, and honestly, I'm sorry, and this is just me, this is me being the idiot theory person guy here, right? You know how many times? So I pulled up Titanic. I saw Titanic was on, right? So I said, oh, I kind of want to watch Titanic from the beginning. So thank you, Xfinity. So I Xfinity remote that shit, press a little button, said Titanic. I saw that there was a 1954 Titanic. I never knew that. I said, holy shit, there's a Titanic made in 1954. It's just a rewrite. So how many times are we going to keep rewriting the same fucking religious script? And see, like, so you know how many times movies get remade? How many times is this book going to keep getting remade and keep getting up the story? There's too many versions. There's nobody that's come out. Jesus hasn't come. I guess everybody and that's another thing. How does everybody kind of plot the what is it? Not the Holy Trinity, but the Horsemen or whatever, or the
apocalypse, right?
And they're like, oh, that's definitely pinpointing like Ohio or Detroit. I'm like, it sounds good, but you guys are fucking stupid.
I'll also point out in the Bible
doesn't even match to North America.
Jesus was very clear before he died that the end of the world was coming imminently, was what he told them.
2,000 years later. 2,020 years later, at least.
Again, maybe he existed.
I wonder.
But he was very wrong about the things that he guessed.
It sounds like a weatherman. He could have been like a Connecticut weatherman then.
Pretty much. Yeah. Said a lot of shit. He's never really right about anything. And yet, for some reason, people hold him in high regard.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Hey, fuck it. I never know. But yeah. I know one thing that you guys can trust no matter what. It's that time. You can trust your local I'll piss you off shortly merch. It will never lie to you. It will always keep you warm. It will also help you snuggle with all those people. It will keep your drinks warm. As you see, we have a speak to me in person mug. So as you're sipping, and whether you work in the corporate world or whether you're working from remote and you want to zip it up in your meetings, which I'm pretty sure we will definitely be doing very soon on our episodes. So yeah, go ahead and stop at I'll piss you off shortly.com. All the fall 20 collection is right there of everything that we have. Equality is greater. Equality is greater than division. That got jacked. So yeah, if you like that kind of merch there, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got long sleeve sweatshirts. I'll pitch you off shortly. Once again, we will be giving off a piece of merch, if not more than one, because I see our followers are live today. So yeah, you guys go check that out.
People are very fired up tonight, I think.
They're fired up, and it's good. I love this BDE. You see what happens when we bring BDE to the episode? This is what happens when we bring that good old BDE to the episode.
Who can't appreciate a little BDE?
That's great. So talking about BDE, and I know who doesn't have BDE. And before we kind of get into, yep, that's racist. There's two directions we can kind of go with this. I feel, and I was kind of having not a struggle, but I was debating. I didn't know if I discussed this or not about my scenario when somebody decided to call me a boy at at this protest in where was I, Glastonbury the other day or last week or whatever. Did we have that discussion?
No, sir.
No. Okay, so
I know you went to Glastonbury. I hadn't heard that. This is
okay,
not
so,
obviously going to end well.
Okay, so we'll save that for after this, because that's gonna kind of lead. That's a good follow up. So, anyways, so BDE, somebody that doesn't have big dick energy. Dating Kingery. Apparently, this happened this year or last year. I think I want to say it was happened earlier this year. Dating Kingery. I got this video sent to me of you being the biggest entitled, racist, homophobic. I'm trying to find like the best just adverse word to use towards this dude, like dickhead, pussy. Like,
this kid got SDE.
Yes, SDE, small dick energy, super small dick energy. Apparently this college student, he's from Greenwich, Connecticut, which I wish I could figure out where you sip your coffee at in your Starbucks, because I'm sure daddy, well, from the looks of it and from all the news articles I've been looking up, daddy says you're a great kid, and then he sent you on a mission to Africa to help all the starving African children out there, you fucking pansy. So anyways, after this incident, apparently after this incident, that's what his turnover or whatever, his glory changes. But anyways, let's watch this fucking video. This asshole, this racist, this, I'm trying to find the right words, this terrorist, this person that just hates.
Do you mean Republican?
Yeah.
This faggot right here.
Oh.
We're gonna need some big time help in this. You guys gotta play me off like I haven't been drinking all day. I've been drinking Bacardi all day, nigga. I fucking hate niggers. I fucking hate niggers. Let it be known. You got any niggers in here? Nope. Fucking hate niggers.
I hate you too, just so you know, buddy.
Too. How about that?
They hate you too.
No, it's the perfect combination. I'm trusting you.
Like, why hasn't somebody knocked his shit clean the fuck off yet?
I don't know.
Good.
I'm shocked
You're
by
the
that.
Perfect guy. That's exactly how I wanted it to go.
And that's what I'm talking about, allies.
Terrible
Like
about
accountability.
that stuff,
Like, knock his head the fuck
so.
off.
Henry. Don't say my name.
Oh, don't say your name.
You don't know who I am, guy. I'm not kidding. Fucking bury you. I'm worth like $50 million.
Which he's not lying. He is.
I didn't know that he wasn't lying when I watched this before.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Knock his shit off.
All right, buddy.
Like, Ovi said it right. Like, he got balls to say it without a black person.
Let me grab my backpack. Go get your backpack.
Let's go. Get the fuck out.
It's not my backpack. You
Like, continue. That's the best part. That he fucking fell. You fucking piece of
Hope your laptop was in there, you fucking faggot.
Like, all right. And then it goes on to like some more, and then it just explains who he is. So yeah, this asshole, this entitled prick, is from Greenwich, Connecticut, and you guys say that racism doesn't exist, and I'm not even like, the proof is here. I'm just sad that, and apparently this is at some prestigious fucking rich ass fucking college in California. He's from Greenwich, so he's a coast to coast fucking racist. And he's the biggest. Oh, I have money, so I can just do whatever the fuck. No, to have the balls like that, to be able to like, and nobody punched him like, I'm sorry. But everybody says that racism isn't alive in America.
I think the punishment for making racist comments should be that you have to say it in front of the race you're offending, and that whatever ramifications come from your fucking mouth, your face gets the cash.
I agree, and even whatever group you're offending as well, because that's hate speech.
Yeah,
I dare you to keep that same energy in Atlanta. Go to Atlanta and keep that same energy and see how you get fucking wiped.
I also like the kid that he called a faggot. He basically touched the kid. The kid got up on him, and he.
Do you know who I am? I'm
worth 50 mil. And you still can't get laid, bitch.
Exactly. That's the sad part. Like, and to be wasted and like, you're like, I get it. You're in college. I'm not judging you, but you're wasted. And this is how you off yourself. This is how you off yourself. And of course, daddy's response was, oh, he's such a great kid. He's troubled. You know, he has ADHD. And there we go. The typical white person cop out. Fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah, not for nothing. If I'm living in Africa right now and they send this motherfucker to help me, I'd be like, yeah, no, we're all good. I love when white people try to overcompensate for horse shit by like, we'll send him to Africa. Nobody fucking wants him there. No, I don't think that the starving poor people of Africa need some dickhead racist coming around. I just can't see that going well. I don't see where that's to their benefit.
Like, and even then, like, and a lot of people, I've always hated that too, because a lot of those, what people like this, you know what I mean? Like starving or whatever, like downright or far off countries or whatever, they choose to live that way. There's a lot of cities in Africa. Let's not forget that Africa is a whole fucking continent, you idiots, that, you know, try and just use that as a cop out to say, oh, we're going to go there and help these people out. A lot of them choose to live in those old traditional values and old traditional ways because that's just how they are. So who are we to bring over our first world fucking problems over to them? Who's to say? Right. Just, you know, so it's just like, fuck out of here. Like, I wish you would bring that energy to Stanford. Bring that energy just over 95, up 95 a little bit more. Bring that energy that way.
Hey, everybody. Dayton's here because he hates black people. He's going to help you find a get the fuck out of here. What? No, thanks, man. Also, listen, this is a big part of what racism is today. And I think the number one thing that white people in OV, I mean, him being in college doesn't mean anything. Being drunk at like noon and spouting racism, is it like, well, he's just being a kid? Bullshit. That's who you are. That's who you are. You're a racist. And you got a couple drinks in you, and you decided to be vocal about it, and somebody should have whooped that ass. But the expectation, you know, it's funny. We talk about black people time. You make that joke a lot. You know, we have an expectation in this country, right? And it's all based on white perception, right? And the more I've been reading about that sort of stuff, the more I'm like, oh, here's what white America wants of all of you. Blacks and Hispanics and others, you know, we want you to do what we do, how we do it, the way we do it, or go back to where you came from. That's the thing that I'm getting more and more, Rob, is that's what they're actually telling you. And CNN and Fox, nobody's reporting that. Exactly. But ultimately, that's exactly what we're talking about here. Do the shit our way. Or not our way, and you'll be fine.
Or else. And that's what even then, they're like, do you want things to go back to the way they were? Are you saying you have control over that? Is that what you're suggesting? Are you suggesting that you can just quickly put us back into slavery like that? Are you saying that we're on a privilege or we're on a pass of free? No, motherfuckers. Like, do you hear yourselves speak? Do you understand where, like, no, obviously you don't. Obviously, your brains are too fucking small to realize that. And I really think that, like, and once again, it goes back to how we were talking, I believe, last week of like, just because it's pro-black or just because we're trying to promote black doesn't mean that we're just trying to take over and wipe out whitey. No, you guys are at the fucking top of the hill and we're just trying to get enough momentum to get the fuck there too. So it's just like,
I think George Jefferson said it best when he said he's just trying to get his piece of the pie.
That's it.
That's it. It's moving on up. Trying to get a piece. What's wrong with that?
Hey, all I know is I'm going to keep trying to get my piece of the pie. Thank you, Nicola, for having such a horrible owner and CEO. You guys, your stock has went down, and I learned the put game, and my put on Nicola did me very well. So yeah, all I know is we're moving on up. We're getting our piece of the pie, whether you guys want to take it or not. That, you know, I mean, that's how we're getting, you know, when you sponsor yourself, you're able to rent your own money and be able to put it back into and this is what it's about. I'm investing in myself and bringing it into my business. Now I'm able to help you guys out and give my merch out to you guys, which is going to go ahead and bring more viewers. And that's what we're talking about with ownership. Now, and I know this is getting a little side tangent, but it all just came to mind, and I can do that because this is my shit. So when I'm able to do that, you see how this just helps and benefits? Because guess what? Those two young dudes that I actually wiped the floor with in basketball yesterday, I actually taught them something, because I also learned growing up. If you give somebody an ass whooping, something of value and a lesson has to come with it, right? You work hard, you play hard, you have fun, and you show respect. Those both gentlemen got a fucking dub each from me and got to go get some fucking food. Not to say that they fucking needed it, because their parents could probably be doing well off for me, but a good mentor thing that I always learn, especially if you have young guys that take the time just to be around and just to actually show respect and show love to the OGs, bless them as well. How is that possible? Because of you guys. And I own my shit. I don't have to cut out to somebody else. I don't have to do whatever. So my blessing has become their blessing, and now feeding it back into the black community. So when you guys are like, what do you mean feeding your black dollars and black ownership? Yes, you're right. I own my shit. People bless me. I get my funds. I put it back to the community. Anyways, hey, Dayton Kingery, instead of using your $50 million to be a fucking racist and bigot, how about you go ahead and rinse it and do something good for some other people? How about that? There's my rent for that. Whew, I'm sorry.
Also, by the way, I mean,
that had to be felt. I'm sorry, that had to be said.
I don't want to make any assumptions about his father, but you know, the idea he thinks sending him to Africa is going to solve racism or some shit. I have to wonder what Mr. Kingery and what kind of language Mr. Kingery uses around his poor little precious douchebag Dayton.
Yeah,
you know, sir, maybe check yourself in the mirror. Maybe he learned that by watching you.
He's probably the type that sits there and likes to call black guys boys, black grown men boys. And that's a whole nother thing. Like, as a black man, don't call me boy. And I say that because, one, I'm a man. I'm a grown ass man. My father didn't call me boy, and it's a tone and a sense of aggression that comes with it. So where I'm getting at with this is, I was in Glastonbury, and we're at this rally, this Trump rally, and well, anyways, I'm not gonna get into all that. But anyways, he was a pro-Trumper. And I was talking to my sister. And so, like, for some reason, whenever I'm at these fucking rallies and I'm actually trying to educate one of my siblings, some conservative, some white conservative feels the need to fucking come and try and correct me or try and get into my conversations. And it starts, and I come out. I come out, right? So I'm consoling my sister because she's in fucking tears. Because I feel her pain, right? I feel her pain that she's going through, and she's very heavy into a lot of these movements. And I couldn't be any more proud of her. Like, when I say she's my younger sister, but like, she's my inspiration, like, I totally look up to her in this shit, right? She has more strength than me, right? So I go there to support her and be a protector for her more than anything, because she has the strength and the audacity to stand in front of you fucking bigots and you fucking everything else while you're screaming at her for no reason, and she's sitting there quietly with a sign. So if one of you guys ever decide to think that you're going to put your hands on her, like, yeah, we have another thing coming. But on the side note, while I'm sitting there consoling my sister, one white conservative decides to sit there, interrupts me and says, you can't say that to her, because first and foremost, I can say whatever the fuck I'm saying to my sister in private while you guys are fucking screaming. That means you're totally in my conversation for one reason. So if I ask you politely, please step away from me, I'm not talking to you, I'm speaking to my sister, and you progressively, continuously keep butting yourself into my conversation while forwardly moving towards me, I'm going to tell you to back the fuck up. And then, of course, what does he do? You don't talk to me that way, boy.
Oh,
You don't. Joe, we've been talking about these moments, right? Why can't these moments happen to me? And of course, the moment happened and I almost snapped. But once again, I'm in Glastonbury. I'm the big black dude. I'm the big black dude that came in on a black Harley Davidson, and I already look like a big old black biker, just scary, intimidating with a black mask. Glastonbury PD has already, I fucked the shit out of me as I turned to park my bike. Everybody else is looking at me, kind of got quiet as I walked through the whole protest. Like, yeah, I'm not walking around you guys. I'm walking through you to go directly to my sister who's in the middle of this mob, right? So anyways, so everybody's like, oh my God, he's getting irate. Well, no, you guys did not correct this guy from addressing me as a boy, but you guys are worried about me because I just told him to get the fuck out of my face. And why are you calling me a boy? They're worried about me literally saying, why are you calling me a boy? And yes, I'm yelling and I'm pointing at you like this. I'm giving you the 2-finger point. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, they don't get it. I mean, look, if by now you don't understand the connotation of calling a black man boy, I mean, you're either the world's biggest fucking moron or you're the world's biggest fucking racist. It's one or the other. You can't be like, oh shit, I didn't know this shit dates back to slavery and Jim Crow. You do, you know that shit, and you're using it anyway. And there was no reaction because those people, it didn't do anything to them. It didn't affect them either way. And I could see why, where you're saying, because I know exactly the place, why they'd be like, oh, black guy, calm down, man. Yeah.
And I'm like, and what was crazy is I'm just like, I'm just like, why did you call me a boy? And he's like, oh, you're a boy because you're acting like a boy. What about me is acting like a boy?
Wow. I don't know how you didn't just fucking start throwing. I don't even understand, because that would have done it.
I wanted to so bad, but I'm black. I'm in Glastonbury. Look at the movement. And like, my sister's there. I know what I'm capable of, but to put my sister through that kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like and I have to think about this. Meanwhile, I'm consoling and just talking to somebody using my freedom of speech. But these drunks, these alcoholics, these Trump supporters that just obey the rules, open containers, drinking, like literally Truly cans, Budweiser cans, all on a public ground doing a public. I'm sure this is illegal. I'm sure you're not supposed to have open containers in Glastonbury. I'm sure if I had a Hennessy bottle walking downtown Main Street, Glastonbury, Connecticut, I would have been pulled over on a Friday and stopped. But they literally have open containers. And Glastonbury PD's looking at them like, oh, they're fine. They're fine. It's okay he called you a boy. Freedom of speech. Well, fuck the freedom of speech. These motherfuckers are sitting here intoxicated. Literally, I'm looking at these guys shotgunning beers talking about fucking America. Fuck yeah. But everybody stops when the black guy consoles his sister and confronts somebody for calling him a boy.
Dude, these people don't know like jack shit about just I mean it's stunning on so many levels how absolutely like tone deaf white people are to all of this. I mean, it's shocking. I actually had a conversation earlier today with a couple of fellas who told me that they just hope Trump wins because they're just sick of all this shit. And I was like, he's the motherfucking reason behind it, you fucking idiots. Really? 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 And they call the left entitled. It's like, what the dude, You stole this fucking land from the Indians and you built it with slaves. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You've done nothing to earn shit.
But we got to
lace up our people. Now the people who you fucking like enslaved are like, can we be equal? And you're like, fuck, I don't know. Let me think on that shit. If you're gonna do it, you got to be fucking really like peaceful and quiet about it. I don't want to hear that shit. If I'm watching my fucking football game, I don't want to hear your fucking bitching.
What? Oh, meanwhile,
really?
Everybody
Sorry
you're watching is
that.
predominantly black or color. I'm sorry.
Dude, I've said this before and I'll say it again. And you know what? Yeah, I am taking credit this time. I would say I'm not. From fucking the get-go when Colin Kaepernick knelt down, I was like, oof, we should fucking address this because this is an issue. And as it spread through the league, I was like, we should really listen to what these guys are saying. I think there's something here. And now 4 years later, with the fucking country on fire, people are like, well, you know what? Maybe we should have listened. Yeah, no fucking shit.
And now
this is what happened.
Now they boo
this is what happens.
Still booing it. And matter of fact, Ovi put an amazing post talking about it was a long breakdown of just how everybody's booing the you know what I mean, just the unification on the field. You guys are fucking idiots. We're not saying anything. We're just saying, hey, we're here for unity. And I think we talked about this, but unity, that's it. And you guys are fucking booing.
Right. Whites and blacks locking arms in unity is somehow upsetting people. I also had a conversation, and if I brought this up on the last show, cut me off here, but you know, the black national anthem has been getting played at a lot of these events as well. And some idiot said to me, and he's a buddy of mine, I don't think he understands that his brain is racist a little bit. He just doesn't, because he's like, I'm not racist. And I'm like, I don't think you mean to be. But his question was, why isn't there a white national anthem? And I was like, fuckface, this is the white national anthem.
Yeah.
And in the third verse, and thank God we stopped.
We talked about
third verse. It's like literally like, you're a slave. Be a fucking slave. What? You want me to stand for that shit while I'm working for a billionaire white guy?
They don't get it.
Oh, it's so similar. Jesus. Come on, people.
Oh, man.
And here's the other problem. At the end of the day, Rob, I don't think enough, and this is just an indictment on the American education system. I don't think enough white people, black people, any people in this country really understand the history of the United States. I don't think people understand that after slavery, after the Emancipation Proclamation, fucking Abe Lincoln, you're the man. After that, the South passed anti-vagrancy laws, and basically every freed slave who didn't have a job, which was all of them, they all went to jail, where they were then sold back to the plantations, this time for money. The plantation owner had even less at stake because he didn't own the slave.
Mm-hmm.
You were basically a prisoner. You were basically a slave of the state.
Yeah.
And they were, this is how shit was going. Then Reconstruction, then Jim Crow, then the Civil Rights era. And if you're being honest with yourself, white people, if you're being honest, pick up a fucking history book, not one from Texas, because you will not get the real story. Get one from like the Northeast and flip through it and find out about your country's history, about the shit Donald Trump doesn't want you to believe in, about the shit the Democrats will try to exploit, but it happened. And we have done an incredible disservice to black people in this country for a really fucking long time. Now, I'm not a reparations guy, Rob. What I do think we should do, though, is I do think we should have free college. I think it should go to everybody, but I think especially for black people, I think it should be offered. It should be available. If you live in a state, you get to go to any state college for free. That should be open to every citizen of every single state. Okay? You need an education. You need some job skills. And the government should make sure that you have those. That's what they fucking owe you. That's what they owe all of us. We won't go on healthcare today because it's a big step. But if you can agree that we all deserve enough of an education to get a job and have a career, I think we're off to a fast start.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can agree with a lot of that sentiment. I'm not gonna say like I believe in reparations, but not in the full like payout aspect. I believe like, yeah, we should definitely get some land, maybe a little bit of land. But it's so weird. I think there's reparations is a deep conversation. I think what's that show? Damn it, it was just on. I think it was on Stars or HBO. Regina King was in it, and it was about the Tulsa massacres. Watchmen. The Watchmen had a good representation,
Yep.
and I can agree with a little bit of how they kind of portrayed reparations in that kind of sense. But it was cool. But yeah, I agree. Definitely school. Definitely, I believe maybe like property, cash value at hand. That's tough to kind of debate. But
a few people have suggested free housing.
Again,
yeah, free housing, free quality housing, not like shit housing.
Yeah,
free housing. Listen, I see it now. Free education, free healthcare. There's actually, I've talked about this, the Scandinavian countries, which have healthier, wealthier, and happier people. They get paid money. The government's like, here's your housing and food allowance. And then you go to free university and they have socialized medicine. Nobody waits, nobody dies. That's all horseshit. That's the lie the Republicans tell you because they don't want you to have health care. They hate that. The idea that you should get basic health care from your government for some people is too intrusive. Those people are morons. Free nonviolent criminals. Look, this is everybody in the comment section tonight, by the way, fucking kudos tonight. You guys are on fire.
They're better than our damn Senate and House of Representatives. Look at this. Make it change.
People are seeing it. You talked last week, Rob, about a restructure of America. And I've talked about, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who I love to death. I think she's amazing. And I've said this, I'll say it again. If you don't like her, it's because you've never heard her fucking speak. You have never heard her speak if you don't like her. If you do and you don't like her, there's something wrong with you in a major way. And I would test anybody on that.
Yeah.
I'll take her most crazy liberal speech. If you find something in there where you're like, that's crazy, let's talk about it. Because
you notice Chris hasn't responded, right? You put Chris to the challenge and he hasn't come back yet.
I've put several people to the challenge, and
it's still out there.
The challenge will always be open. The challenge, because listen, I'll sit and watch a Donald Trump speech with anybody, and I'll tell you everything that's wrong with it.
Yeah.
And I think I've highlighted everything that's wrong with the Republican Party on this show at least a few times. We do it on Divided We Stand every week, Sundays at 3. We address it every week. Where are we going wrong with all this?
Yeah.
Let's treat people like human beings again. And it would be a great start if the government treated you like a human being. And if the president,
what a precedent. Did. Yeah, I was just about to say.
Imagine that.
That sets a good precedent right there. And I don't know. We might be able to see some kind of change. And even then, I think along with that education, the right education, not some bullshit education, but along with these kind of things, yes, teach the correct financial wealth management. Teach the correct, correct curriculum. Even then, like, the education system overall is a shitty fucking system. Outside of like when you get to middle school and high school, I think the curriculum needs to definitely change if we start setting ourselves up. Because even now, you look at it, there's way more youth millionaires than ever before because the digital era, because of the TikToks, because of the Instagrams, because of e-commerce, because it's so easy for anybody. Kids, so many kids have their own little businesses, lemonade stands, fucking you can make lip gloss and make an Instagram page and then be global within a matter of a fucking week for a kid. So I mean, I look at Donnie. I think Donnie has more Instagram followers than I do on his BMX page. So I'm just like, and that's genuine people. You know what I'm saying? That is just so it's crazy. I think that the whole system needs to change, education wise, not just for blacks, for everybody. Just America, like you said, we need to restructure everything and refit it. We're living in an old mindset. And if you think that trying to stay in this mindset is going to keep us great, you're fucking wrong. You are fucking wrong. You're going to be mistaken. And honestly, it goes back, like even now, like I think if you think like kind of I've been looking at a couple things, articles with like the military and their changes, right? The changes are you're getting away from like the foot soldier. This is a modern warfare type deal. You don't need as many troops. You don't need that many. So if that's changing, society's changing, why haven't we changed as a fucking country? This isn't the fucking 1700s anymore, 1600s anymore.
You know, the best part about watching marijuana slowly become legalized across the country is this is one of the few instances, much like prohibition, where America was like, fuck this shit. We want to do that shit. And the government was like, nope. And we were just like, yes.
Yeah, we're
like,
gonna do
nope.
this.
And then they were like, well, fuck it. Just do whatever you want then. It's one of those things. And look, if we don't fight and we don't ask for it, we're not going to get free education. We're not going to get free healthcare. We're not going to get free housing. And I talk about this all the time. Look, there's money to pay for the fucking platforms for ExxonMobil in the Caribbean Sea. There's money to send everybody to college. There's money for everyone to have free, and it's not going to bankrupt this country. Definitely. Don't listen to the bullshit. The money is there. The money's there. And whatever money's not there, you know what you do? You tax the wealthiest fuckers like 1%, and you make a ton of money, and you could pay for everything. And you know what you do? You call them fucking patriots when you're done. They feel real good about it. It makes them feel like they got BDE. You know what I mean, Rob?
Exactly.
You tell them they're a patriot. You did a great thing for America. You just sent like 800,000 little black kids to school. Patriot.
There you go.
Yeah, I did.
There you go. That's
all
it
is. We can do it. We can pay for anything we want. We can have anything we want. This is the greatest country in the world. And we all feel that way. And we all love it. Some of us think it's a fucking dumpster fire and it needs to be fixed. Some of us want to go back to the 1950s, but nobody likes 2020.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy with now. They want to go back to the 50s, and we're looking to the future. But I think everyone agrees right now sucks a dick, and nobody's interested in that. So let's fix this shit, blow it up. We're already halfway there. Most of it's on fire. Tear it down. Let's build it back up, and let's be great.
Exactly. I agree wholeheartedly with that. Could have said it best. Could have said it better. Shit. Now I'm now that we're fired up with. I wasn't trying to get this deep into.
We always do that. We go off the rails.
Man. Off the rails. And
it all went downhill when you literally said during the weekly wrap up. You said, "Is there anything you want to add?" That was like an hour ago.
Damn. I haven't even.
This is my fault.
Time. Hour and 30. You guys must really love us, and we're still holding strong with a good amount of followers. You guys,
dude, there's a lot of people still tuned in right now. So kudos to them. Apparently, these cheap fuckers just don't want to buy a sweatshirt.
Hey, it must be a good thing. As long as you guys keep commenting, right? We're gonna hit those algorithms, which I'm starting to learn about, myself. I wish I could figure out these love algorithms. And I said, before we get to that, since you guys are here, make sure you guys go ahead and at least put something in your wish list, so that way you kind of have an idea what you want on I'll piss you off shortly.com. Go ahead, put a sweatshirt, put a hoodie in your wish list, and just so you'd be able to think about it. I might be shooting everybody codes by the end of the night. Matter of fact, if you left a comment, if you were active tonight, even if you don't win the little raffle, I'm gonna make sure you get a code in your inbox, a 50% off code, just because I love you guys and I appreciate you guys just making I'll Piss You Off Shortly the podcast that it is. And I tell everybody all the time, I might not be the biggest podcast, and I definitely don't want to be, as I say in the intro every time, but I want to have that core of followers that are just like, yep, every Monday I know I'm gonna get some good crazy shit. And I'm gonna engage and go from there, man.
Do you see this comment on the website? I'm just seeing it.
Man. Oh, you didn't see? Yeah,
I had not seen that.
Yes,
I just literally clicked on it. And I was like, well, Karen. This is our favorite Karen, apparently.
Our favorite Karen, yes.
And God bless you, Karen. And when I say God bless you, I'm joking because I don't believe in God, but bless your heart anyway.
And a good sentiment.
Whatever magic. That you can have a sense of humor. I actually know a couple of Karens who are so pissed off right now that everyone's being called a Karen, and it's like, fucking lighten up. Like, they're not
Take it
talking
in.
about
You.
you dumbass. They're only talking about you if you're one of those Karens who walks up to the gardener and requests his papers.
Exactly. Then
Like,
we're
you're
talking about
all
you.
that.
Don't be that Karen. Just be a Karen. Don't be a Karen.
If your name is Karen and you're between 40 and 70 and you've never stopped a black guy delivering food to your building and asked him why he's there, then you're fine.
You're fine.
You're
Nothing to
fine.
worry about.
It's the same thing when women are like, all men are pigs. And there's always that guy that's like, well, I'm not. It's like, if you fucking know you're not, shut the fuck up. Now.
You're making it hard for the rest of us.
We're talking about the dirt dogs, you dumbass. I just want everyone to know I'm not. We know you're not. That's why you're in the fucking conversation. We're talking about the douchebags. God.
Oh,
This is the other problem, Rob. And again, this also goes back, I think, to religion. We talked about it on that very special episode of I'll Piss You Off shortly. That mindset of like, you're right. You're just right because that's what you believe in. And so there's just that mindset, and we believe we're so important to like the universe, right? And you have a personal relationship with God, the most important being in the fucking world, has literally, you think, the time and gumption to be like, so Rob, anything I can do for you? Like, are you fucking, if you think there's like an all-powerful fucking super being and he's like, Rob, tell me your wishes. What the fuck? How self-centered and stupid do you have to be to think that God would really give a shit what you think? He wouldn't.
It's like, just like all I can see right now is God's, the old school waiting boards, the call waiting boards that light up. Wait one, God's on the line. Wait one, God's whole waiting board, call board is lit up.
If there is a God, by the way, I'm fucked. Totally.
I'm
there
with you. I'm there with you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You got to be there with somebody. So,
we'll have a good time. We'll crack them up. I know that, Rob.
Exactly. If anything, like we're probably just sit there. We'll be those little devils on his shoulder at that point. Like, just keep us here. We'll keep you in laughs. Have a good time. Just show us the list and we'll be able to let you know exactly what these people did in a comical way. Comedy style, right? But you know what I would wish? I wish, like, if there was a God, I wish this God would help me out with like relationship shit. And not let me say this first before everybody. Oh, he's about it. No, my relationship is fine, everybody. I'm good. We're good. We're happy. We're peaceful. I'm talking about you other idiots. Why can't like when you're like in a relationship and like you just post some comedy shit, right? Why can't it just be like funny and like people not personalize it to your own relationship? Especially like, you get what I'm saying? So like, okay, so I will post. So, all right, here we go. This is where I'm getting with this, right? I posted something on Facebook asking women, ladies, right, in the traditional sense, because traditionally women get proposed to. If somebody proposed to you with an asset, let's say 20 stocks of equal value of a ring. So let's say an engagement ring was $3,500, right? If somebody proposed to you with, say, equal value of shares of, a great stock, would you take the stock or would you take the ring? Now, this question was brought up by females, by a female or woman, as I should say. Forgive me if I'm incorrect with my grammar or my pronouns. I don't want to offend anybody. But anyways, as I was speaking, so as the question was brought up, some of the women were saying, oh, I'll definitely take the assets. And some women were like, definitely give me the ring. So me being the man I am and starting my financial journey, especially with this being a financial group, I said, hey, guy here, quick question. Why is the ring so important? And I guess that was the wrong question. In my mind, I'm like, okay, well, we're in a financial group. We're all supposed to be, building financial wealth and talking about assets versus liabilities and shit like that. If you're not going to buy yourself, if you're saying that you're sacrifice your Mercedes Benz to drive a Honda, you're not willing to sacrifice a $4,000 ring that you paid for that literally, as you put it on your finger, is not going to be worth $3,500. It's literally going to be probably about just the stone value, if that. Or maybe even the, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a jeweler, but I do know I've bought a couple rings of myself. And every time, the one time that I tried to bring the ring back, the guy laughed at me. And then the next time, it was hard as fuck to try and off that on Facebook Marketplace. So all I'm saying is, knowing what I know and what I would hope these women know, I would be like, fuck yeah, give me the stock. Because at least I know if shit doesn't work out, that shit is fucking grown, and at least I have something at value. And I had used, and Apple was thrown in there because Apple's an amazing company. And, you know, like 3 years from now, it's still going to be a better, you know what I mean, a better investment than the fucking ring. So apparently asking that question, I had put that question, that scenario on the, on my Facebook, and all hell broke loose. Everybody thought I was trying to propose to Danielle with shares of Apple, which I didn't understand. Why wouldn't that be a bad idea?
Well, I'll tell you what. Again, this country is so steeped in tradition. Okay. Sunday night, last night at softball, for the third time in 2 years, and the second time in 2 weeks, my buddy Jared lost his friggin' wedding ring at the baseball field.
Jesus.
And there's about, I made a joke at one point. There's a couple women there just sort of meandering around, and every guy in there was like locked and loaded. They were like joined at arms, like they were looking, you know, like a search party when they're looking for a missing person.
Oh yeah.
Everybody locks arms and they like, that's how these guys understood the gravity.
Oh yeah.
That Jared needed to find that fucking ring before they could leave.
It was over.
We put so much value in this. I don't even wear my ring. I don't even wear it. I only wear it when we go to shit, like because I can't stand it. I think it's stupid. And Jess used to get pissed at me, and I'm like, Jess, I'm not wearing it like because I'm trying to get chicks. I hate
just shit.
I don't even like having like my sleeves down on my wrists, let alone shit wrapped around me. I don't need it. I love you, and I'm not going anywhere. So don't sweat that shit. But you know what, Rob? I was thinking about what you said. I saw your post. I decided not to weigh in because fuck, that was a little out of a room to jump into. But I did read it and I saw what people were saying. And I thought to myself, if we're smart and we understand now, because things are a little bit different. You know, it used to be, and I know we're going to kind of jump into this. I don't mean to jump the gun on this, but
go with the flow.
You would ask the girl to marry you, right? And usually her dad pays for it, or her dad and your dad talk it out, and they split the bill or whatever. It's a little different nowadays. And I've seen a lot where they say, "Listen, we'll either pay for the wedding, or we'll give you a down payment on a house." Okay, here's the thing:
take the house.
You're getting married to start a family and to start a life together. And you know what you really would be well to do to have to get that shit going is a fucking house.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the coolest thing that happened when Jess and I got married. We made a nice haul from the wedding. And as it turned out, it was exactly how much we had spent on the wedding. And the wedding was very expensive. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked like we had, for all intents and purposes, broken dead even.
Nice.
And then her mom swooped in and was like, "Oh, by the way, my gift is I'm paying for the whole wedding." Ha 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 ha. So all of the money that you made is your own. And we bought a nice, like, fucking house, a really nice house. And it's because of that. My ring, the second one, because I lost the first one that was like $800, was like $150, and I only wear it when I need it. Hey, we're going to a wedding? Let's go, babe. I'm ready. Exactly. It's our anniversary date. Wedding ring. Otherwise, you know what? I don't have to worry about my hand getting caught in any kind of machine, shit like that. That's really my main concern.
Yeah, like I remember when I had to wear my ring when I was married before. Like my ex. So I came one time. I had came back from Georgia to visit. You know, see the ex. I mean, see my ex-wife at the time. And I totally left my ring in Georgia, right? And here we go. I'll cut this. You can live together while you get married. It's the same shit. I agree with you, Frank, and we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But so my ring story, as I was coming back to Connecticut, I forgot my ring in Georgia. It was on my counter. I totally remembered it, but I was stressing the whole flight because I'm like, fuck, I don't, and I never really wore it because when I'm in the military, my weight was fluctuating left or right. I could be hot one day and I'm sweating all day. My fingers is not going to be the same. I'm sitting there trying to adjust my ring. It was just inconvenient. Fucking rings are inconvenient for me, right? So I left it, got on the plane, left it. And it wasn't a big deal until she noticed I didn't have not my ring, but I didn't have that little fucking band, the tan line or the sweatband.
Yeah.
You never wear your ring. Do you know how quick it takes to get that up there? So that means you never wear. Oh my God. I'm like, this is a fucking ring. Why? I'm like, and to me, like, so now I think about it. And like you said, we're supposed to be smarter. That's an amazing idea. That I'm so jealous that you guys were able to break even, and it like that would be an amazing. So why would I want to, especially like knowing what I know now? I get it. And one of the comments, even in the section, was like, hey, there's access to cheaper rings and everything else like that, which is cool. I get that. If she's fine with, me going with a moissanite or whatever these other stones or whatever it is. But in the same theory of sticking with the same equal value, fuck a ring, fuck a status symbol, something that I'm only going to wear to show off to somebody else, especially as a guy. We're shit. Like, I'm sorry. Let's be real, right? In a marriage, what does the guy get out of a marriage other than some ass and somebody to console them and be there for them when we hurl over and cry because we have a cold during the winter months? If a woman's in the comments, somebody please let me know. If not, you can comment later and we can figure it out, or tag a woman, and maybe we can figure it out. But I don't know. And that's just in theory, right? What does we like, right? So we have to propose. We have to buy the ring, which is coming out of our pockets. You have to like the ring. And it's not just one ring. We have the engagement ring, the wedding band. We have to propose. Hopefully, traditionally, right, the father of the bride would pay for it. But that hasn't like happened in I don't know how long. I mean, I remember when I got married, shit, both times, if we're being real. The first time was a real fluke. I was young in the military and tried to save some shit. But anyways, the real marriage, we had to pay for all that. Well, let me if I'm being fully transparent, she got stuck with that bill because she decided to open up a credit card and put it on a credit card in her name when I told her not to. So thank you, state of Connecticut and the judge, for ruling with me on that one. So yeah, you can live in sorrow for that. But anyways, like, what do we really benefit?
Wait, how long are you guys married? I'm just curious.
Oh my God, Joe, you don't want to know.
Still making payments on the wedding?
Joe, she's still making payments on that fucking wedding. And we were married for less than a year. I mean, we were married for like a year and some change, like a year and a possible, not even a full possible. And the sad part about it is I didn't want to get married as early. I mean, it all came out as to why she wanted to get married later. And one of the reasons why we ended up getting divorced, because I was like, yeah, this can't be real, but it's real. But anyways, so let's see it. We were married in 2015, divorced in 2000, separated beginning of 17, September or August of 15, we got married. But anyway, so yeah, a year and some change, right? And it cost her a lot more headache and a lot more dollars than I was willing to pay for. But anyways, even then,
let me ask you a question real quick. Just curious then.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship, I have to assume, wasn't great.
No, so I didn't want to get married right away. Matter of fact, for the majority of our marriage, we were separated as far as living we were in a long distance relationship. I didn't want to get married until I got out of the military and back into Connecticut.
All right. So this is a military marriage and long distance.
Yep.
And you don't want to do it.
And I
That's
did
probably the 3 biggest reasons why people get divorced.
not to say I didn't want to get married. I wanted to get married, but not at that time.
No, I
Because
feel you.
I knew that we still had a lot to work on. Like I loved her at the time and everything else, but I knew that we would have to learn how to live. You know what I mean? Like to live together and shit like that. Here we go. Frank with the shit I paid for my first marriage, got divorced, and I'm still paying for it. Frank, I feel you, brother. I am sorry.
That keeps giving. Hey, here's a joke for you. Why is divorce so expensive?
Why is that?
Because it's worth it.
Yes, that is. Oh
Straight
my
up.
God,
Best
that
money
is
ever. Best money you ever spent in your life.
Yo, so okay, so I was saying that I didn't want to get. Damn, that I'm gonna go back to that joke before I lose my train of thought because there's a story that goes with that. So I wanted to get married, but I didn't want to get married in 2015. I wanted to wait until at least we were together because I knew I was going to be getting home early 2016. So perfect. I get home early 2016, wedding, end of summer 2016. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. Everything should work out. Nope, we got married a year early because her and her mother fucking pushed the fucking issue. I still remember to this day the exact conversation and where we were at Taco Bell, just left her fucking parents' house. And she was like, yep, so me and my mother think that we should get married. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Too soon. Like, can we? But of course, me being the guy I was at the time, let me be the great fiance and whatever. I didn't get a say in what I wanted. I got to speak to the DJ, and the DJ was her cousin. And I think that was the only reason why I got a chance to speak to the DJ. Other than that, no plans. Not like fuck what I wanted. So yes, now and that's where it goes to like the structure of marriage is fucking trash. It's trash for the guy. And I'm willing to take that sacrifice and say, you know what? I'm not willing to get married until no, Frank. I did not get engaged at Taco Bell.
That was a good follow-up question, and I think everybody wanted to make sure that wasn't the case. So thank you for clearing that up.
No, I didn't. We were leaving her parents' house, and we were talking. We were leaving her from her parents' house, talking about. It was like maybe a week or so after the full engagement. So everybody was talking. So we had went to Taco Bell just to go eat. And the conversation of the wedding continued just us privately. No, we did not get. We did get engaged.
Hold on. Here's where you fucked that up.
What's that?
Right? Y'all left that house. You wanted Taco Bell. You were thinking about tacos, right? And she wanted to talk marriage, and you were like, as long as I can get some fucking tacos, I'll talk about whatever. And probably at some point, you're like chomping on a Cholito. And she's like, we should get married. And you're like, man, all right. Because you don't roll with it.
No, I even said I was at Taco Bell and I was like, I don't agree with this. Like, it was a full-blown argument. It was not a peaceful conversation at Taco Bell. It was like, I think that we should wait. And she was like, no, you don't want to get married to me. I was like, no, that's not what I said. I just said we should wait. And
it's a tough argument to win.
Yeah, I was in Taco Bell. I was enjoying my I think my burrito at the time, or double stuffed chalupa, whatever I was eating. But yeah, it was bad time. So with that being said, like I'm glad that me and my significant other now, Taco Bell would be great for a proposal, though.
I love this Cameron guy. I don't know who he is, Cameron, but you
are
dude.
killing it, brother.
He's been owning the comment section tonight.
Man. So, what was I saying before Cameron's amazing comment? But anyways, so me and my significant other now, Danny, who I absolutely adore and love, but like we've talked about this, and I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, like, we're never going to get married, because I know for her, that's a first, and I don't want to deprive her from, that, and I want to give that to her. But I don't want it to just be, like, now that I know what I'm getting myself into, like, I want it to be, not to say right, but, like, yeah, I don't want to waste $3,500 on a ring if I don't have to. Not saying that I'm not going to, but, like, I'm glad that she doesn't feel that she needs a expensive ass ring. She's okay with this, like with this ring that looks stylish and fancy for you girls that like to drool over rings and shit like this. but we can spend our money somewhere else and, do some other things and invest in some other things. But I still realize that now, like, that ring shit really matters. And like all this shit that doesn't matter in a relationship really holds value. And even with the comments, like they were like, oh, it's a symbolism thing. Like, symbolism for who?
Yeah.
Everybody else?
Right. Said Michael's Jewelers and fucking Hallmark, dude. It's a racket is all it is. I mean, if you're smart, you take the money you make at your wedding. You don't spend. I was at a wedding where the bride was wearing a gown that cost $19,000, which was more than what my wedding cost. Roughly. Yes.
For what?
That was but again, listen, this is again, and this is like one of those religious things. We fall into traditions. Your parents tell you when you're little to little girls, you're gonna grow up someday and your prince is gonna get you a big fucking rock and you're gonna get married and he better be an accountant because you're gonna need a house, right?
No.
We have all these, and then they do and it starts in high school when they go fucking prom shopping and spend $1,200 on a dress you're gonna wear once. One time you're gonna wear it, and then maybe one other time when you're 24 and drunk.
And then the bigger with somebody on Facebook Marketplace because you don't want to take $25 off.
Don't spend several $1,000s on a dress to get married. Just get a fucking white dress. Get a white dress for like $80. It's pretty. It looks nice. Then you go to a restaurant. You keep it cheap, and everybody gives you money, and you take all that loot and you go make a down payment on your house so that when you pop your first kid out, he's got a room. And right. I mean, I see it already. Fuck traditions. That's where it's at. Restructure. And that should start with the way we educate ourselves. We got to be teaching skills to kids. We got to be teaching things that they can take and create a life with. They need job skills. They need to know how to balance a checkbook, how to pay their taxes, how to invest money. Those are the things that we need to be doing. We need to get rid of this antiquated bullshit that our parents and their parents and their parents are like, well, you got to do this. Well, but why? It's stupid.
It's stupid. It's dumb and not necessary. Definitely.
You got to build yourself wealth. If you want to have a family, you got to have a home. You got to have equity. You've got to have stuff. You want your kids to have shit. You need shit. You have to have shit to give your kid shit. If you want your kid to be the next Dayton Kingery, you gotta but you gotta be able to give your kid shit, and you gotta be able to build your own wealth, and you need a home. And there's no greater wealth opportunity in America than to own a home. I'm a realtor, and I am going to plug myself for a second, but it's important. That's where wealth comes from. Don't waste your money on shit you don't, right? Again, I see Cameron just chimed in with something about the CEO of K Jewelers. That's the only dude that benefits when you get married. Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm sure he's going to come out with a whole line of fucking rings for divorces now. Because that's really where the money's at.
Exactly. And that, like, living and literally all that shit is literally to impress who? Literally, when you look at weddings, it's not for you. It's not for the bride. It's not for the groom. It's literally for everybody else. That's for everybody else to celebrate. Honestly, like, I'm all down for a dope ass party. We can do that shit in my fucking backyard and probably have an even more fun party where everybody doesn't have to feel all. And I'm sorry, I don't like dressing up. Like, I don't like dancing and partying and feeling like in a fucking tuxedo. That shit's fucking annoying. So if we want to turn up, let's go to an island somewhere or go in my backyard, have a more fun party, and really just do some crazy fun shit. And honestly, like, even to the point of, like, I don't want to have a pastor at my fucking shit. Let me have somebody that I know that actually knows my relationship, somebody that knows the both of us, that believes in our relationship, and you know what I mean, they can wed us or whatever the case may be. Like, it's a sick game, a sick game, and I don't know, fucking loves a big business, loves a big business. All in all. Fucking there you go, going camping. Shanice says she's going camping for her wedding. I'm down for that.
I'll tell you
get
what,
creative.
My wife and I, you know, we don't buy each other gifts. Okay. We buy each other experiences, whether that's a concert or a baseball game. You know, those are the sorts of things that trips. We go on trips. It's shit that we can talk about and that we're going to remember forever. It's not, you know. I lost my wedding band. She just a few months ago actually cracked she actually lost her diamond. Her diamond literally fell out of her ring. That like $5,000 ring, the fucking jewels just gone, just on the ground somewhere. That was totally worth it, wasn't it? I mean, the whole thing's so stupid.
Did you have insurance on it, at least?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And sure, believe me, someday I'll tell you why insurance companies hate me. And if your insurance company doesn't hate you guys, you're doing it wrong. But that's a whole other episode. Frank, you know what? Frank says I got married once and it was a disaster. I'm in a really amazing relationship now with my wife, Jessica. And I don't know, Rob, that I was ever in love with anybody or had those feelings of trust and love with anybody. And it was funny. I mean, I was like 35 when I remember one day saying to her, I'm like, man, I have like a weird feeling about like around you. Like you make me like, and she was like, I think you're in love. And I was like, is that what that shit is? Because damn, I don't think I've ever, I never felt that way before. I really didn't. And after I got divorced, I'll tell you, it couldn't have gone any worse. My ex-wife's a fucking psychopath. Oh, and I mean a real psychopath, like clinical.
Oh, jeez. Okay, mine's not the clinical, but
I thought I'll never put my shit through that again. And I have 2 daughters from that relationship, but they live with me and have from day one, full time. They live with me. My wife's now adopted them, so they don't even see their mom. Just to give you an idea how fucked up this lady was.
Jeez.
I never wanted to get married again, Rob. The thought to me was like, that would be the stupidest thing in the world. I'll never do this shit again. And I was really serious about that. You meet the right person, you do it. And if you have, I would say this, if you have any hesitation going into a marriage or any kind of relationship, trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. If something don't feel right, if you don't feel ready, you're not.
You're not. Exactly. And you know what's crazy? Like with a lot of the things that's changing now, especially with my life between like the jobs and I might be going to Georgia, right? I realized I was at a point, right, where it kind of got rocky. And I think I even kind of like mentioned it to you while I was down in Georgia. And I was like, damn, I was like, I don't know if this is going to last. It's going to be like kind of a true test of my relationship. Right. And all my previous relationships, it always came that pivotal moment. Right. So like, if I think about it, my first major relationship, it was my first deployment coming back. I was trying to handle that, a family and my family back at home. And like both families were integrating. So like she had moved to Connecticut to be with my family and it just wasn't working well. And I was on my, you know what I mean? And I was coming back from my first deployment, trying to figure out how to be a family man. It didn't work well. Right. So that transition shit ended that marriage. Right. Plus I was young and dumb. Right. So I go to the next one, next big relationship, pivotal moment. My dad passed. She wanted to be personal. She wanted to take it personally and be selfish she got mad at me because I would not wait for her for 2 days to fly back to Connecticut. And I was like, no, my dad died yesterday. I'm flying home tomorrow. I mean, you know what I mean? My dad died today. I'm flying home tomorrow and you can come meet me. Well, that turned into a whole fiasco. So that ended that relationship. And then, my next big transition, whatever, was transitioning out of the military and back into civilian world. And that was a whole shit show. And, just being married in that point. So here I am like, fuck, here goes another big major transition coming around, life-changing transition. And is this relationship going to get put to the test? And holy fuck, it did. But what the change was like, shit, I actually have somebody that supports it. Somebody that, you know what I mean? Like might give me a little bit of, back and forth with it, but is actually supportive. That's actually like, hey, let's go for it. Let's do this. Let's figure it out. Whereas in the past, it was like, I didn't have that same feeling. So it's like, shit, am I finally getting over like a stepping stone or like a stepping stone of maturity? Or am I finally at that relationship where I'm like, fuck, this is what this feels like? Is this what like maturity feels like? Is this what like support feels like? You know what I'm saying? And then I say that because like, if you look at it textbooks wise, well, not textbook wise, but if you outside looking in, if you look at what society, oh my, this, is supposed to be all happy and glamorous, looking from the outside in, it doesn't necessarily look that way. Because I trust and believe, if you fucking listen to us for about 24 hours, you're like, fuck, they really must not like each other. No, we really do, but we just fucking argue. Not even argue, but it's, what I mean? We're just like, sometimes, especially in this pandemic shit, you're just like, fuck, you're getting on my nerves. Get away from me for 2 seconds. But you know what I'm saying? But we like that genuine love feeling. Like, I'm like, damn, I can't even be mad at you for more than 2 minutes.
I break her balls all day.
See, there
long.
You go.
And as soon as she gets pissed, I go, oh, my bad. I'm like, I thought we were just playing. I didn't know we were being all serious. We also say sometimes the nastiest shit to each other, and then we laugh, and we're like, oh my God, that'll be something we could never tell anyone else about. Like, look, it's a hilarious story.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't tell it.
Just can't tell it. Yeah.
Just
okay.
So nasty. And that's a good relationship right there. That's the kind of relationship we have where we laugh about that shit and we just look at each other like, can't ever tell anybody about that.
Yeah, can't yeah, gotta keep this. And that's what I'm learning. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's just come with the growth and maybe whatever, but like, I don't know if like I guess where I'm trying to say with this is like I've gone to kind of let that whole theory of traditional like love and relationships just go. Get into the real shit, right? So, like, honestly, I'll be real. Do I see me asking her father whenever it's that time to, hey, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? Probably not. I can't even tell you how many times me and him have spoken. You know what I'm saying? Just since me and her have been together for the past 4 years. Sorry, dude. I don't know if you're going to be that traditional guy, but you're not probably going to get that question from me. Now, who I would ask would probably be like her brother or her mother, people that are actually a part of, my life.
People that would say yes.
Yeah, people that would say yes. But even then, like, I don't know him. I can't be mad. I don't know him. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry. And even then, like, when I did go the traditional route, my last marriage, and like, we had that whole sit down in the basement talk thing. And like, I really believe that he was going to be like that good father-in-law. Fuck out of here. Like, when shit went to shit, he was nowhere to be fucking found. Like that whole little father-in-law speech he left at our wedding.
Hey,
what the
son.
fuck? Where was that?
Hey, son, let's talk this out. Yeah, where was that guy?
Like, where was that guy? You fucking dick. Like, fuck out of here. It's just like, no, I'm good. I don't need anybody believing in my marriage or my vows or anything like that. I need, you know what I'm saying? I just need me, her, Donnie to be in the best space that we can be and enjoying each other's enjoying each other's life. Because I look at like my mother and father's fucking marriage and like they were together forever before they got fucking married. But guess what? When they went out in the fucking town or somebody saw somebody, they were the representation of each other. They didn't need a fucking ring. They didn't need all that extra shit. You know what I mean? The world knew who was who. And if you didn't know, within 2 minutes, you knew who the fuck, you know what I'm saying? You knew who they were and who they were to each other. So it's just like, I kind of wish that like America or even just, I don't know, the world or whatever, but especially America, like just get rid of a lot of these fucking old ass traditional values with marriage. Like, and I think that hinders a lot of shit because it's not the old way anymore. You look at the old traditional way, right? When you got the ring was supposed to be able to, carry you for 3 to 5 months if you had to sell it or whatever the case may be. Like, there's so many other things. Like, rings don't hold fucking values. Honestly, I would love to see Danielle propose to me. If you want commitment, show me that you're ready for commitment. Propose to me. You know what I'm saying? I think the women should propose to the guy. Or if we're all about changing, right? How can we always be about change and not women be open to change and propose to your man? No, we're not gonna say Danielle hint hint. We're not saying that. We're not saying hint hint. Edit, cut. We're not saying hint hint. We're just saying, I would not be opposed. Hell, why not? Like, women apparently women go years waiting for a man to propose. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry if fuck what anybody has to say about our relationship or whatever the case may be. If we're having the best time of our life, if we're living our lives the way we're living it and it's perfectly content, who the fuck are you to butt your head in? And now we got to kind of go, I'm sorry. So maybe it might be a hint. The bumble. So I'm just, hey, maybe it might be a hint. I'm just saying, fellas, we got to stand our ground when it comes to this relationship. And, let us change the narrative maybe a little bit. Once I think of a cool slogan to put on a t-shirt or hoodie, we'll have one.
I think Tupac nailed it when he said shit wasn't working the old way, so it's on us to change it.
There we go. That's
there
a good
you
reference.
Go. What else do you need from one of the fucking greatest of all time, dude? That's gotta change shit, man. The old way's not working. That we live in an antiquated system where we're, again, do you think that your parents spent $10,000 on a dress? Of course not. Of course they didn't. That's idiotic.
It's crazy, insane. I don't even get it. So hopefully, in my future, me and Danielle will figure out a nice cheap ring that looks amazing. Which, oh, by the way, which I guess I messed up by. I bought, so there's this nice little like cut ring that she always looked at and said she always, I like this little ring, as a nice little, she wears a bunch of rings on her hands, right? So I go to fucking Pandora, little old me thinking I'm being a good fucking boyfriend. Apparently, buying a ring that's not a fucking engagement ring is a bad idea. I'm like, you said you wanted the ring. I had to hear from you for months about how great this ring looked and how much how much you wanted it and shit like that.
Whoa, you bought a ring
as a gift.
I did for your girl. That wasn't an engagement ring.
But she knew. I led with that. I said, this is not that, but you said you wanted it. So here. So she put it on. Now here we go. No, here we go. Apparently to her, I don't know if this is her being honest, but apparently to her, it was all fine. She decided to put it on whatever finger she wanted to. And then everybody was like, oh my God, he proposed. And she was like, no, he just bought this because it was a nice gift. And then everybody once again personalized it. And then she was like, oh, well, now you
promise ring.
I'm like, no, it's not a fucking promise ring. It's none of that. It's a fucking ring. You said you like the fucking thing. I was by Pandora. They had it in your size. Here you fucking go.
Sounds like a promise ring.
Yeah, I promise to never buy you anything else from fucking Pandora again. How about that? That's what I fucking promised to fucking do. If you still need a fucking, and I'm not even talking about her, but I'm saying women in general or men. If you need something on your fucking finger to signify your relationship, there we go. Signify your relationship and like symbolize it. You might really want to think about some shit. I don't know. Proposal alert. No,
don't
Joe.
Freak out. No. Let me explain. I was gonna say if you ever decide to do it on the show, this is the graphic I would use. That's all I was gonna say. It would come up. It would say that. And we'd all be like, oh, yeah, but that's not, I don't want to, I'm certainly not trying to push anything on you. I just thought I should get something prepared. I'm just in case.
Definitely not proposing in 2020. That's like saying, hey, I definitely don't wish this marriage, like, and I shouldn't say that because like my sister definitely got married in 2020. But so like and that's another thing. My sister got married in 2020, so I can't propose for at least another year at least.
True that. Yeah, you can't step on her time.
So like I got a bunch of time to figure it out. Hey, I'll piss you off shortly. Y'all can like help me figure out like, what I mean, what kind of ring under $100 we can find, find some kind of jeweler or something around the way. Maybe I can take a trip to like the Bahamas and get like some real cheap shit out there.
There you go.
Fucking oh, y'all are killing me. And that's another, like, I know what kind of ring she wants. And it's just like, fuck, like that's a lot of money. Like, why can't we replace a ring with something else?
Again, to me, I think if you were to propose to your girl with the deed to a house,
yeah, like I don't think
Because look, again, a wedding is one party. You have one party, one day, you and all your friends, the most expensive food and clothes you're ever going to touch and see in your life.
I didn't even get to eat. Did you eat at your wedding?
Barely.
Okay.
All you do is walk around and shake hands. It's pretty much all you're doing. I mean, it really, it's one of those days where when you're done, you look back and you're like, I didn't really have a great time because I didn't really do the shit I wanted to do.
I didn't even get laid on my wedding night.
I did not either, dude. We partied till like 3:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Come on, we got to." And she was like,
"No,
tomorrow." And I was
tired. I was tired. I went to sleep. I was done. But anyways,
but yeah, listen. If you buy a house with the money,
see, there we go.
You can have a party
and
every single day.
See,
at your house. See, it's amazing.
You know how much more house I can get just with $50,000?
Yes.
Instead of putting it into a wedding.
Don't waste your money on shit you don't need. Buy stuff that you need. Buy stuff that's going to benefit you and your family. Again, dude, you're giving a ton of money to a hall to rent their space. You're paying an obscene amount of money for a dress.
A
cake. I mean, none of hire a DJ, buy a cake,
and have
have all your buddies wear their like nicest little outfit. Here's the other thing about weddings. I mean, Rob, right after you eat, doesn't everybody
take the shit off anyways?
That's all we do. It's the whole thing is we go through the motions for what?
What? For no reason.
To just strip down to our t-shirts and pants and dance like jackasses. Do it for fucking free at your house.
Or
that you bought.
Exactly. And we're even leaning to the whole destination thing. Because I'm like, cool. If at least we get an experience out of it. And guess what? If we get an experience out of it, we don't have to come out of pocket. You come out of your own pocket if you want to come join us and experience it. If you care that much about being that invested in our relationship. And then the rest of the money, buy a house, boom, bang. I'll get you a Walmart ring. They got a bunch of beautiful rings at Walmart. Fuck the bullshit. If it's a symbolism, it shouldn't matter what the fuck it is, right?
It is a symbolism. And you know what? I'll be honest. I don't think anybody knows the difference between a diamond and cubic zirconia unless you're Harry fucking Winston. And guess what? You're not.
You're not.
You'll be fucking fine. Jesus Christ. Dude, again, this is what blows my mind, right? It's that whole Instagram, everybody look at me.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh, look at you and your fancy ring and your nice car and your fucking cell phone, and you live in a fucking shitty condo. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Save your fucking money. Buy a home.
Facts.
Buy a home. That's your shit. That's where your wealth is.
Buy a home, give that to your family, there's your start to that generational wealth.
Dude, let me, it's funny. You say, you get a ring. It used to be you could sell it. You live 3 to 5 months. You sell a house, you could live for fucking years. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You could sell a house, buy another house, downgrade a little bit.
You could just keep buying houses and letting the house you buy pay for the house you're getting. It's a beautiful system. Absolutely.
But y'all want rings. You see what we're invested in, and once again the guy fucking loses. We pay for everything, and look at this. I'm changing the system. I'm not getting married until she proposes, and she better propose with a house, to a down payment, to a ring. And guess what? My down payment's low because I have I get a government thing or whatever. I get the VA loan, so my down payment's low. So it's cheap, ladies. If Danielle ever kicks me to the curb, just know I'm a cheap proposal.
He's yours for the asking, apparently. Someone just got to pop the question and make this an honest man.
Just make me an honest man. I always said the running joke. So the running joke is outside of this, if she ever leaves me, I'm never getting in another relationship again. And at that point, I'm just literally having women apply just so I can just father children that I can afford. So if I'm making a decent salary and I'll piss you off shortly, goes off somewhere, hey, I'll have 3 applications open for 3 different baby mothers. I want children of all different, all different ways of life. So that's what it may be. But until then, Danielle, The yo stuck with me because I'm not going anywhere. See, even there. See, I'm really cheap. No
Damn
down payment.
straight, Frank. See, Frank knows where it's
Super
at.
cheap.
Yeah. Let the
Super
government pay for your down payment for your house.
See?
Damn.
Look at that. We could take that. See, if I would have known the things I knew, well, how does that go? If I knew the things back in 2015 that I know now, maybe I would have never even gotten married. Didn't even need her.
The VA is a pain in the ass. I've dealt with the VA a lot, actually, in real estate transactions. No more of a pain in the ass than your wife. So it's all a wash, to be quite honest. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, really.
Man. You know, that's like I'm scared. I was scared to deal with them when we were looking at a house a couple years ago when we were thinking about buying a house, because I don't even like to deal with them medically. Like I probably shouldn't say this on this kind of platform, but fuck it, whatever. If they catch me, they catch me. But like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I don't have anything, and then I'd send the bill to the VA because I already know the VA is going to deal with it that way. So like, I'll go to like the hospital. Like if I have to go to the hospital. Oh, what's your insurance? Oh, I think I'm a veteran. I think I'm in the system somewhere. And then once I get the bill, I send it to the VA because the VA is a pain in the ass. So if you treat me like an asshole a lot of the times, I'm gonna make your job hard anyways because I know you're gonna cover the bill anyway. So fuck it. Fuck doing it your way. I'll do it my way and keep giving y'all a headache. Oh man. That's a real relationship. The VA, working with the VA. Jesus fuck. Oh man. That's like having a side piece right there, the VA. Oh God. Joe, we've made it past 2:15. Jesus. I think it's time to go ahead and see who's still kicking around.
There's still quite a few people still locked and loaded. As a matter of fact, if you're still in, let us know so we can figure out
yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's see.
Girls being a villain, you have to be married. Oh, so there are some benefits to that ring after all.
See,
paper at least.
See, oh shit. All right, so let's see it. Let's if you're still watching live, I'm sorry for all those people that are watching or listening to this after the live show, but I'm showing these people our dedicated listeners. If you're still listening live, go ahead and drop a D. If you, I don't know, is that fair to say like put the demon emoji? Can you put like the little demon emoji?
I thought you were saying the D.
Oh, the D.
I thought you meant the D, and I was like, "Oh, that's very clever. I like."
Oh, or we can drop the D. I mean, the D or the D in the
comments. By the way, a lot of comment on this episode. I believe like almost 100 comments for the day. So very impressive. But yeah, if you're you want to win something, just let us know that you're there.
Drop. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna put a count. Let's see who's the first one to give me the demon emoji. I'll let you be in charge of that as I kind of close up and put in things in rotation, especially for this week. This week in rotation, my favorite song. Like I'm a big R&B person, big R&B head. Snow Allegra, You. So I'm gonna say that this is a ballad. Excuse me if I don't know my correct terminology, but like this beautiful, slow, melodic, vocal, just thriving song, You, from this amazing EP/album of The Feels Again by Snow Allegra. So Joe, I think I have a type. And Snow Allegra falls into this type. So she's like from Switzerland, like born and raised in Switzerland, but like something else with her. I think her parents were like Nigerian. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm lying. Switzerland and Parisian or something like that. But anyways, super exotic, and her voice is phenomenal. Like when you get into the chorus of the song, she's pretty much saying all she wants is you, and the way she like Whitney Houston / holds that you so slow and low in a tone. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, You by Snow Allegra, that's in rotation. It's a beautiful ballad. If you're like, I like to listen to this when like I'm doing a late night ride and like I just want to feel that love again, and then like go cuddle up with my baby. Like I'm listening to this. Like the whole album, All Those Feels Again. I don't think there's a skippable on there. When I say skippable, like a song that's just like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling, and you skip it. Yeah, no skippables on here. If you love R&B, if you love soulstress sound, yeah, Snow Legger, All Those Feels Again.
Is she Persian?
Persian, there we go. Persian.
Yeah, as I'm looking at that face,
Persian.
I'm like, Persian. He means Persian. Or you
Yes.
can totally see it. That is
yeah.
sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like between her, Ella May, and there's another, I can't think of her at the top of my head. Oh, Malaya. Like, I don't know. I so like, do you have a oh, there we go. Was that Frank?
That's our boy Frank.
Frank, go ahead. Frank, you are the winner for tonight. And go ahead and message me on I'll Pitch You Off Shortly. Give me your address and a phone number, and go ahead on I'll Pitch You Off Shortly, and like let me know what which hoodie you want in size and color, and that will be on the way for you. Everybody else, go ahead and share this video and tag it. If you watch this live tonight, share it and tag, and I will be sure to see it. And once I see it, I'll message you with an appropriate 50% off code. Cameron, you're definitely going to be getting one. Shan, Ovi, definitely going to be getting one. A couple. I appreciate all you guys. But yeah, so cop that, Snow Allegra. Make sure you guys go to I'll Pitch You Off Shortly. I'm trying to think anything else that I have. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying. Do you have a hall pass person? So like me and Danielle, I know that there's one, maybe two on my part, that if by chance Snow Allegra is definitely on that list now. She's my maybe. And then Ella May. So those are my two celebrity like hall passes, I guess.
My wife basically told me if anybody else would sleep with me, I could go for it. Basically, she's taking a challenge.
She's like
if anybody else would go for it. But I don't think that's going to be anything anyone's really that concerned about. So we're good here.
That's hilarious.
And so far, nothing doing. So she was right.
She was right. Yeah. I think that's the same thing. Like I bring it up sometimes just to be like, all right, if I ever see Snow, if I ever see Ella May, she's like, yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. Sure. You and that picture of her and your phone, take it in the bathroom. Yeah. I'll see you in a little bit.
Good luck to you too. I'm sure you guys will be perfectly happy together.
Oh man, but yeah, other than that, I am happy to say, I will say it was a good week for my Steelers. We are 2-0. I'm not going to hold that to them. I'm sure we're going to choke soon. And yeah, I have this super movie script that I was going to talk about a little bit, but I think I'll wait for that. I want to get a writer. I got to figure out who I can get to write, because like I have all these great ideas. I just suck at typing. When it gets to like typing the story or like putting it on paper, yeah, no. I gotta find somebody.
We should talk about that.
Oh, we should.
I got people.
Word. Well, shit. We almost 2.5 on y'all asses. I'm proud. I'm happy. This is a great episode,
dude. I feel like we could do a show for like 4 or 5 hours if it came down to it. Definitely. I feel like you and I could just go on for hours. And I mean, it seems so easy. And you know what strikes me, Rob, about you and I is, I mean, without adhering to a certain ideology one way or the other, we tend to opt for things that just fucking make sense. Like the most common sense option is the one that you and I seem to prefer on nearly every topic. And it's sort of fun to look at the other options and to see where people are struggling with shit and be like, my God, you're making this so fucking hard. It's like, this is fucking hard, or this is the obvious, easy solution. Why are you over here? I don't, it blows my mind. And I think that's a big part of what this show is. This is the other funny thing, because I know last week you tried to not swear, and I know that lasted for about 45 seconds. 45 seconds of you like really trying, and it just. But this is the only podcast, and I'm on like 20 podcasts a week, something crazy like that. This is the only one I ever swear on.
Sweet.
This is the one I feel most comfortable. This is probably the most real that I am on any show that I do. And I love this show. It's funny when you told me you wanted to call it I'll Piss You Off Shortly. I was like, fuck, man, like that should be the name of my show. And then you were like, would you be on it? And I was like, fucking yeah, dude.
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
that's great. Of course I will. But again, I think when you look at something, there's generally a right and a wrong, Rob.
Mm.
And sometimes the wrong goes against your ideology. Sometimes the right goes against your ideology. If you can't separate the two and do the right thing, your ideology sucks a cock.
Fuck
a BDE.
Big.
No, a BAD.
Big ass dude.
There you go. I'll get that shit down. Trust me.
Hey, we didn't have to use our safety word. I actually feel good.
That felt really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means something, you know? Shit. Well, hey, if you guys enjoyed this BDE, this episode, I appreciate it. I'm glad. Thank you guys for all the live listeners. When I say live listeners, those that have tuned in on Mondays at 9 p.m. every Monday on Facebook or YouTube, because we were live on both. I appreciate you guys. We were definitely live in the comments. I really enjoyed this episode. You guys really, really made this episode and every other episode before that and every episode after this. Make sure you guys go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. I try not to, plug all that stuff before, because like, that's not what it's about. It's just about literally coming on here, being able to like come on a Monday night, recoup from the Monday jitters, and just let shit loose. You know what I mean? So if you know anybody that is all about just having real conversation, that's willing to look at what's right instead of just trying to pick what's wrong and right, just look at common sense shit, this is the show for you. You know what I mean? It's not going to be always, we're not always going to be your most favorite show. Like I always say, we're not always going to be the show that makes the most sense, but this is the show that just keeps it real, keeps it blunt, keeps it open. This is not the show for you to watch with your children, your grandchildren. This is not the show to show to your grandmother, unless your grandmother's with the shits. If you're with the shits, hi grandma. But other than that, hey, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Remember, don't forget, go to I'llPissYouOffShortly.com, get you some merch, grab you some gear, leave some comments. See us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, IG, Twitter, all that good shit. I'll Piss You Off Shortly. Don't forget to go check out all my other podcast mates at ClovercrestMedia.com. I'm Rob Benjamin. This is Joe Guire. I'll Piss You Off Shortly. Please take a number. I'll Piss You Off Shortly. Take it easy.
One day. I'm going to get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly. Hey, mama, I got a podcast. Hey, I got a podcast. Hey.